What is up? Good evening, New York Jets fans. It's good to have you here again on the Midnight Mike Show every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, coming to you from the Long Island Sound. I am your late night New York Jets host, Midnight Mike. Welcome to the show. And if Maddie expected me to be wearing anything else tonight, then he doesn't know me as well as I thought he did. I'm pretty sure that the second that the final was called in the game between the Devils and the Rangers, Maddie had to have thought, because I didn't text him, I didn't call him, I didn't Discord him, nothing, because I didn't want to rub it in. I'm not about rubbing it in on this show. Like, that's not what I do here. I'm barely going to talk about the fact that the Devils beat the Rangers, possibly eliminating them from the playoffs. I mean, it's going to be close, putting the Devils in that third position pretty solidly for the Eastern Conference. Another 2 points for the Devils at home at the Rock. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of rubbing things in. And that goal horn was heard 4 times tonight. And like I think I said, I don't know if I mentioned this. Not only was it heard 4 times, but one, the Devils were shorthanded with the Rangers on a power play. It couldn't get any nicer in the world of the Devils. We still have a game against the Islanders, and the Islanders are potentially going to be that team that lets Ovechkin break Wayne Gretzky's record. So we'll see if the Islanders are going to be the ones to give that up. But regardless, tonight, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to do Midnight Mike Show trivia. I've got 3 categories as usual. Actually, tonight, 2 of the 3 categories are sports related. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me give you the categories now, folks. You got not the Jets coming back, meaning that all 5 questions in this category are going to be about football, but not the New York Jets. Then you got 80s forever as the second category. All 5 questions will, of course, have to do with the 1980s. And then New York baseball history. All 5 questions will have to do with New York baseball. It will be Maddie versus Murdog. I believe Maddie's still the champion. I got to check that out. But another thing I want to talk about is the Vegas odds. They came out this past week. And like this title of this episode says, the Las Vegas odds are realistic, but they don't look good for the New York Jets. And tonight, we are going to go over the Vegas odds for the entire AFC East and see what we think about them. I know we have Bills fans in here, so I'm pretty sure they're going to be pretty happy with Vegas's odds. And you'll hear what me and Maddie and Murdog think of all these things. But regardless of all that, let me bring in my brother from another mother. He's not feeling well tonight. He can't be. Maddie, how you doing tonight?
Dude, I slept through that fucking game. You think I give a shit?
Yeah, I do.
Team stinks, and your team has
out.
delusions of grandeur.
No, I do not. Honestly, if I had to put a percentage on the Devils making it past the first round, I'd go 50-50. They're
You're
gonna play,
fucking wrong.
they're gonna play the Canes again, and they have had horrible luck against the Canes in the past. But I think that this year they have their best odds of beating them, but I still think that best odds is 50-50.
No.
Once again, no, Maddie, you've said it before that, and everyone has said it before. It's not between you and me and whatever, but when a team gets hot at the right time, that's what it needs to
Your
be going
team's
into
not
the playoffs.
hot. You beat us, and we're dog shit.
Dude, before you, we beat the Wild twice.
Ooh, we beat them too.
They're a playoff team. We beat them 2 times in a row in Minnesota, in New Jersey. The Devils are on, I mean, I think 6 of the last 9. They're playing a lot better than
Whatever.
I thought
When
they would.
you play some grown-up Eastern Conference teams, you're gonna get flattened. Just like if the Rangers, God forbid, get that wild card 2 spot. I don't have any delusion. Washington will fucking steamroll them in the first round.
Well,
you guys are not doing jack shit in the playoffs.
well,
I'm glad you got your
the
moral
difference
victory
is,
today, but I slept
Maddie,
the whole game. I didn't get up till 3 in the afternoon my time.
Maddie, the difference is that we're going to be in the playoffs.
Okay.
And not only that, but last year when the Rangers made the playoffs, I had to hear you and Johnny Boy every week talking shit. And I was nice enough to put up
that at all.
I was nice enough to put up the Rangers background. Now I expect you to be just as happy.
Rangers background. I don't remember a Rangers background.
What do you think? Do you think I still don't have it? Boom.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Remember that?
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, that is true. That's fair.
Let's switch it to that.
Whatever, dude. You guys are going to get bounced in the playoffs, get a worse draft pick. And again, you guys, Devils fans are adorable because, like, Rangers are the grown up in the city. The Isles are the little brother, and you guys are the step brother that's chained up in the basement who eats kibble.
So the Devils are the little brother?
Oh, 100%. Again, you're bragging about shit from 22 years ago.
Okay, and that's 22 years ago that we've had 3 cups and you've had none.
Still, what have you done for me lately?
Okay, in the past 22 years, if you want to consider that lately, the Devils I've seen them win 3 Stanley Cups.
And how many sellouts have you had in that shithole arena?
Dude, I don't like that.
Oh, there we go. Stop.
No, I'm with you. I agree with you. Maddie, I agree with you. I think the Rock is a terrible arena, and I'll tell you,
and you guys have a shit fan base.
And I'll tell you, no, I will tell you why. When we were at Brendan Byrne Arena or whatever it was called after, what was it called after that? When the Nets and the everyone?
Oh, what?
Izod, right?
Was it Izod? I think it was Izod.
And then it was also the Prudential Center. Okay, but Brendan Byrne Arena to me. Anyway, when we played in that arena was so much better because it was so much harder for Ranger fans to come across because there was no direct trains over to the Meadowlands, like no completely. The Rock, you could just, I believe you could just hop on the path and get over. It's like, it's simple as
really easy to get there.
Yeah. And so that, to me, that was fucking stupid because all you're doing is inviting Manhattan, the biggest city in the country, to come over to Newark, where the Devils, fan base.
If your fan base would buy tickets, you wouldn't have this problem.
No, but dude, I don't even want to go into Newark. I'd rather be in East Rutherford. I'd rather be in East Rutherford at the fucking Brendan Byrne Arena. Like, it's safer. It's harder for Ranger fans to get there, and that place used to fill up in the 90s to 2000s, and it was Devils fans. Now the Rock.
I honestly, dude, this team. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna take a Rangers minute here. No, they're garbage right now. They're shit. But having watched the last few games, especially with Gabe Perreault suiting up for his first NHL game, I didn't watch today's game. I'll catch it later. This team is actually not in as much trouble as you would think with this record. It clearly a few moves need to be made, but there's a lot of really good under the surface things going on there. A lot of good rookies coming up. I'm not worried. If they don't make the playoffs, I'm fine with it. Better draft pick and whatever. But the fact of the matter is that nobody in the tri-state area is worth a shit on the ice. And nobody from the tri-state area is even going to sniff the Stanley Cup's panties this year.
No,
so
I agree there.
Not even worried. Like
I agree there. I have no delusions, Maddie. I have no delusions that
and we've said this as Jet fans. I don't give a shit if you want to brag about whatever. That's not a championship. I can't take it seriously. Like, I wouldn't brag about the Rangers going to the conference finals in 14 and getting their ass, or the cup finals in 14 and getting their ass kicked. that's not something to brag about. So I'm not worried about it. I hate it though. Don't get me wrong. I'm really salty about how bad they are because they went from winning the President's Trophy to being fucking, you know, outhouse
Which
under
is,
the seat
to
scum.
be fair, that's crazy. The fact that
Yeah,
they won the President's Cup
that's
last
it.
year.
It says a lot about a lot of things, and I'm really excited for the offseason. But that's a very good sign that your team sucks. Is you're excited for the offseason.
Well, we made it 2 years ago. It's just that last year, it is what it is. The Devils in my lifetime have been like constantly in the playoffs, and it's exciting to make it to the playoffs, especially when you're a Jets fan. You need to take it where you
Yeah,
can get it.
but for me, honestly, I'm not. I knew. I feel like by about December 1st that this team had serious motivation issues, and so I knew that if they didn't make some serious changes, and they didn't, that they weren't going to make the playoffs. And even if they do, which I don't think they will now, especially with Montreal having a game, I think Montreal has a game in hand still, and all this other stuff. All I want to see is Gabe Perreault play well, who I did not know he was the son of Yannick Perreault, and I just honestly, I'm fine with them taking an early exit, and I'm just hoping that the upper management realizes that they need a new coach, they need a new general manager, they need to figure this shit out because honestly, this would be a fast rebuild in my opinion. But if it's not, it's not. I mean, the thing is it is what it is, and they better get their shit together or not. But if they don't, I only go to one game every couple of years at the Garden. I'm not
Well,
that worried
of
about it.
course, you live in Denver.
Yeah. So, but that said,
Real quick, Miguel is right. I called it the Prudential Center. That's what they're in now in Newark. I just think of the Rock, but it was the Continental Airlines Arena. Yes, that is correct, Miguel.
Yep.
You got that right. And real quick, we have a super chat starting the night off great. Thank you, John Radcliffe. Jets. All right, check it out, guys. Well, John Radcliffe comes in with $2, says, Yankees suck, go Red Sox, Mets own New York. I don't even take that seriously. Because you're a Red Sox fan. If you were a Mets fan and you wrote Yankees suck, Mets own New York, I'd be fine with that. But you're a Red Sox fan. That's like a Phillies fan coming in here and being like, fuck the Mets, Yankees own New York. It's like,
Yeah, of course you're going to say that. You're that team's rival.
Exactly. But anyway, guys,
I like the sentiment.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for being in here. I see all of you. I've been popping your chats up. I want you guys, please hit that thumbs up button. Saturday nights are the most important show to hit the thumbs up button, because when this show goes, down and it's over, it stays up for the masses. So the more thumbs up that we can get, the more it helps out the show. It helps myself. It helps Maddie. And it is what it is. And I really appreciate all you guys coming in and hitting that thumbs up. That's most important. Obviously, super chat, very much appreciated. Gifted channel memberships or joining the channel is much appreciated.
Roasted in that jersey. I only threw it on for Johnny Boy for his comment.
Well, I saw, the funny thing is that
you saw me get up and go, I was like, all right, I'll humor Johnny Boy's a buddy, I was like, I'll stand up for my team, but I'm sweating like fucking Michael Jackson at a Boy Scout meeting right now, so I had to take it off.
No, I understand. Hockey jerseys, man, there's no two ways about it.
That's an old school Kevin Stevens 2000s jersey, so it's a thick pro player jersey too. Like,
yeah, but you know what? I feel like every hockey jersey I've ever owned is hot no matter what.
The starter ones from like
that's what
95. Is it a mesh starter? Is it an authentic? No, so it's not an authentic. Does it have a fight strap?
No.
Okay. Well, that's a replica. So
no, correct. It is, but it's still,
those were made with better quality than what was on the ice, because on the ice they made them super paper thin. Starter did. That's why they went out of business. So it was like, oh, it's optimum for the players and it's super light. But if you fucking sneezed on it, it would tear. So their authentics were like super duper light. But if you go back and actually watch, if you're like really bored one day at home and you watch the games from the starter era, you'll see so many tears in the jerseys that have been stitched up. And that's why starter didn't last. They made these really thin jerseys that were great for the players, but cost $1 billion and tore with like any stick contact.
Well, the thing is that I understand why they'd make hockey jerseys heavy for players. They're on it. They're on the ice. It's an ice sport. But they've got to come up with better material for like fans who just want to, like, I don't know. I know a lot of people want to wear authentic jerseys. That makes sense. but it's still, they're so fucking hot.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It is what it is. But yes,
Yeah.
this was a Devils jersey I got in the 90s. And
those, they actually were better for like lasting. Like I say, next time we hang out, if I'm back east, I'll bring one of my starter authentics, and you'll feel the quality and be like, this is like wrapping paper. Like, it's so fucking thin.
well, the thing is, I'm happy. See, the thing is, I need to get a new Devils jersey anyway, just because I love the look of like the one you were wearing. I love the new look of the ones with the ties up here.
I think I've kind of gotten tired of the ties. I want to go back to the 90s, just like the collar like yours has. I like that better. Like,
yeah,
the ties, they look nice, but they're just glamour. They're not, they don't do anything for the jersey. Like, you know what I mean? Your neck is not tight. Like, with a collar like that, you're not like, oh shit, man, I can't breathe. That fucker goes down to your cleavage. Like,
yeah.
you know, they're just honoring the old tradition, and that's fine, but it's whatever.
Real quick before we get into our main topic tonight, which obviously is about the Las Vegas odds for the NFL that came out. We're going to be going over all the AFC East teams and the Jets. I think it looks realistic what they picked for the Jets, but it's not fucking good. I wanted to bring this up. John Radcliffe says, if Denver is serious about trading for Breece Hall, do you think the Jets could fleece them and maybe get a second for a terribly overrated running back? I think that, first off, that whole rumor really got started around April Fool's Day, which immediately made me think like this is bullshit. But I don't picture Aaron Glenn. I know you need to trade him now if you want to trade, or if you want to get something good for him. But where is the sense, and I'll ask Maddie, where is the sense of getting rid of, you're clearly going to be a running team this year. You'd have three guys who can run the ball: Justin Fields, Breece Hall, and Braylon Allen. Why wouldn't you want that attack?
I don't see them trading him for a second rounder. I just don't.
No.
I don't know what Denver's first overall pick is. DB, you might be able to help me with that. I might consider it if they have a good enough first round pick, but at the same time, I just don't. We've got a solid 1-2 punch at running back that's actually more than solid, if we're being honest. And pick 20, yeah.
As long as the O line can get him openings,
right? So I just don't see a trade. Thank you, by the way, DB. I just don't. I don't like it. Right now, I really feel like the Jets have so much in-house shit to work on that trades and everything else need to take a backseat to just assessing their own talent. And right now, one of the few talents we know we have are Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. And
Sauce to an extent.
Yeah, I'm only going on offense right now. I just don't see messing with anything right now, because the fact of the matter is this Jets team is not making the playoffs next year.
No.
It's as simple as that. It is what it is.
Another year.
What the Jets need to focus on this season is seriously evaluating in-house talent, especially at the quarterback position. Because like I said, I'm all in on Justin Fields. I really expect him to have a breakout year with the team and show me something. If he doesn't, and I'm wrong, which happens pretty much every fucking football season, fine. But
dude, maybe this is your Alan Lazard. In 10 months. Yeah, in 10 months, we may be sitting here being like, yo, let's pull up that clip of Maddie.
Maybe, but the fact is, I don't think the Jets are going to rebuild through trades right now. It's going to be free agency and draft. It's as simple as that to me. If a deal comes along that's too good to pass up, great, go for it. I just don't think that worrying about this right now. I mean, if you were to trade Breece Hall, it would have to be for a top 10 pick right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, what I was going to say is, what about if the Jets were offered a first round pick for Breece Hall?
Not from Denver, like I say. DB said it's at 20, so I'm not that hot on this draft for a 20th overall. It would have to be like a top 10 pick, and again, I'm not the Jets GM. I would have to have a guy that I really, really, really like in the top 10 that I think I could conceivably get. Like, there's so many complicated factors to this that I just don't see them trading Breece Hall at all. You know,
John Radcliffe comes in and says, Mike, do your best Putty from Seinfeld impression. You know the one I'm talking about as a Devils fan. Not only do I know what you're talking about, but I dressed up as Putty for Halloween one year. I did the whole face paint and everything. with the Devils jersey. So for you, John Radcliffe, I will do this where Elaine says something like, you painted your face, you got to support the team. And it's kind of like that. And then he goes, Devils! Ah! Yes, so that's the putty right there. But John comes in about Brees Hall, says he's trash and takes reps away from the team's actual feature back in Braylon Allen. Hall doesn't have breakaway speed, can't get hard yards, and isn't that dude. He's gone after this year. Get a pick for him.
It's a fair thought. I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm not ready to just completely give up on Brees Hall, but at the same time, you can also, there is a deadline during the season. If the Jets really don't like what they see from him, they can make a choice then. But again, right now, my view on the Jets as a whole is their backyard is such a fucking mess. They need to clean that up before they go knocking on anybody's door.
Well, my thing is that it would be typical Jets for them to trade away Brees Hall and then him become the monster he was in the first season or two that he played. It's like last season he had an off season. He did great in receiving. Like nobody can deny that. It's just he had a problem rushing the ball. And he kind of gave up too many fumbles. But I'm not willing, like Maddie said, I'm not willing to give up on him yet. I'd like to see a Jets team. If we're going to be a ground and pound running team, I'd like to see a Jets team with Brees, Allen, and Justin Fields.
Yeah. And honestly, right now with this team, I want to see what they've got going on during training camp and the preseason before any decisions are made. If you're going to start with a new, you got a new head coach, new GM, new quarterback, let's see how things go. I can't start the fire sale right now because I just don't feel like I'm informed. This team is already not the team from last year.
Yeah, well, you could say that again.
Thank God.
But let's do this. Let's pose this question to another person. Let's bring in our other co-host, the Murdog. How you doing, Murdog?
What's up, gentlemen?
What up?
How you doing tonight?
Chilling, sir. I seen Mike proudly wearing that Devils jersey. Would he have worn, Maddie? Would he have worn it if the Rangers won 4-0?
Probably not, honestly, because they're so fucking bad right now. Like, honestly, like every Rangers win, and it's funny because my brother sent me a list of like the remaining 8 games, and so far he's like 2-2 with a win and a loss. But the Rangers are making beds in a burning house. Like they're not. Like I told my brother, I would like them to get into the playoffs for the simple fact that Gabe Perreault would get a little playoff experience as a 19-year-old. That's it. Because if the Rangers got in, they'd be wild card 2. They'd play the hated bullshit bandwagon Washington Capitals, and they'd get steamrolled. They would absolutely get fucking annihilated. So the only reason I'd want that is for the young players to get some playoff experience, and I don't care that much. And to be honest with you, I'm going to go ahead and address the whole Ovechkin situation right now. I don't give a shit what everyone says. This guy has like 13 more empty net goals than Gretzky did. Gretzky has 73 shorthanded goals to Ovechkin's like 7. And the fact of the matter is, I don't give it. And Gretzky played in the clutch and grab era, in an era where...
Keep in mind, folks, Maddie is a Rangers fan. He took off his jersey. Gretzky played for the Rangers, so he needs to defend his own.
No, I don't, because Gretzky,
I know.
if you really
I agree with you.
Gretzky is an Oiler and a King before he's a Ranger.
Correct. And I agree with you. I think Gretzky is the best hockey player.
And so my view on it is, Capitals fans who couldn't tell you who Rod Langway is will sit there and run their fucking yaps at you. But the fact of the matter is that I don't care what anybody says, and I don't hate Alex Ovechkin, but Alex Ovechkin couldn't carry Wayne Gretzky's jock, and I'll die on this hill.
No, I think a lot of people agree with you, but no, you still can't take away from.
Yeah, he was a Ranger, but
no. But what I'm saying is you can't take away from what Ovechkin has done. And I'll be honest with you, a week or two ago, I didn't think that he was going to make it. I was looking at the games, left and all of that, and being like, man, he's gonna have to have
every empty net goal. It goes right to him. Every time a goalie gets pulled, it goes right to him.
Well, it's kind of like the bullshit sack thing with Michael Strahan. It's
right, but the fact of the matter is that I'm sorry, but one, there were 2 different eras. If a prime Wayne Gretzky played in this let them play, let everybody be free era, Gretzky would have fucking 1,800 goals. Okay, So, good for Alex Ovechkin. I'm happy for him and whatever. But if you're a real hockey fan, you know that this is cute, but this is nothing to take that seriously.
All right, well, let's do this real quick before we get into some trivia and things like that. John Ratcliffe brought this up earlier. I want to bring up this comment. He says Hall is elite as a receiving running back. Maybe just move him to the slit. That sounds dirty. I know you meant slot. To actually maximize him. Murdoch, what would you take for Breece Hall? What would it take to trade away Breece Hall?
Reach around. I'm just kidding. I don't want to give him up.
No, neither do me and Maddie. But like, what would it take? I mean,
Maddie, you said it first.
I said a first in the top 10, and that would have to also count balance on, is there somebody I really like in the top 10 that's feasible to get? And I don't see that.
Well, in the top 10, I mean, I guess Janty, but
no, I'm sorry, but right now I don't see it. And
I wouldn't use the top 10. Even if we traded Breece, I'm not using that additional pick on another running back.
Not at all. That's what I'm saying. You'd have to line up something else you wanted. Like, say the Jets really, really love Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
Hypothetically. The only way I would trade Breece Hall is if I had a legit shot to get Shedeur Sanders. I'm not saying they do. But my point is, there would have to be a prospect in the top 10, top 8 that they really loved to trade him away. And I don't see any team in the top 10, top 8 trading a first round for Breece Hall either. It's a lot of talk, but talk is cheap.
I think a second rounder is feasible, or a late first they could get. That's the ceiling.
I don't see why.
No, I'm saying if a team won the trade, they're not going to give up a top 10 pick for Breece.
No,
there's only who can you get?
But this draft is not that great. Who's around at 20 that you really like that much? Or 25?
I got a few.
I don't.
Yeah, but there's guys in that first round, in the later first round that we may want and that we think are good picks, but not to get rid of Breece for.
Yeah. Here's a problem. Breece, I know he had a couple drops. He had some fumbles last year, but I also attribute a lot of it to bad line play early on. I know I've said here before, I blamed him early on, and then I went back and watched it, and I saw that the offensive line really set him up for failure. So I gave him a break. I didn't give him a break on the drop screen passes. I'm not giving him a break on the fumbles. But the lack of production, here's what I will tell you. People are shitting on Breece. Breece, you know where Breece is? Number 7 in the NFL of percentage of runs 10 yards or more.
Right. And I also think that, Breece's problems last year, and this is how I know I've gotten old, this is where I want the coaching staff to work with their player to correct his play. This is a reflection on the coaching staff as well. We have new coaches. Let's see what they can do with him to make him play, not fumbled, I don't want to change our running back situation at all. Breece and Braylon is fantastic, and I don't want to mess with it.
Right. And here's the kicker to it is we have enough problems. Let's not add another one, because Breece, we know what Breece could do, especially when everything's going right. Now you want to remove that, which is predominantly productive, and take a lotto ticket on a draft pick and hope that the next running
back is better than the devil you don't.
Right.
And
I mean, he's got some warts.
And the thing is, he's got, but at the same time, I defy you to find me a team in this league that wouldn't take Breece Hall if he were on waivers right now.
Oh, correct.
You know what I mean? He's not bad. Like, we're not desperate to get rid of the guy. And that's the thing. All this internet bullshit is like, every team in this league would take Breece Hall in a heartbeat right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a mountain out of a molehill.
Let's get to the topic at hand tonight, which is the Las Vegas odds. We're only going to do the AFC East, and I got the information not only from Las Vegas odds, but I went to ESPN. Mike Clay put out an article on it, which includes the Vegas odds. So we'll get to that. But before we do, really quickly, I want everybody in the chat, anybody watching, if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, do me a favor, come over to the stream on YouTube. It helps out so much more, because then you can hit the like button, like I hope everybody in the chat and watching right now has done. It helps with the algorithms, especially since this channel has been shadow banned by YouTube, and we got like 75 more days of that bullshit. So it really does help out, guys. I really appreciate that. And we're getting to Midnight Mike Show trivia. 3 categories, five questions a category. Tonight the categories are New York baseball history, not the Jets, obviously all football related questions, but not the Jets, and 80s forever. Before we get to that, here we go. Guys, I have these graphics I will bring up, and these are the Las Vegas odds and a little note about the AFC East. And like this show title says, the Las Vegas odds for the Jets are realistic and they're not that good. Let's start out with the AFC Eastern Division champion, Buffalo Bills, and look at what they have here. Las Vegas projects a 11.5 wins for the Buffalo Bills. Guys, I'll start with you, Murdog. Are you taking the over or the under on 11.5 for the Buffalo Bills?
Well, I don't think they lost much. I'm going to take the over.
You think? What are you thinking? 12, maybe?
Yeah, I think they're. Well, the floor is probably like 10 or 11, but 13 is probably the ceiling. I would say they sit at 12-5.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the ceiling is,
well.
Like you said.
Note,
oh, go ahead.
Do you happen to have their schedule?
I don't have it with me, but the way I look at it is they got 6 wins, or they should have 6 wins right off the bat within the division.
The problem is that they're going to be playing a first place schedule.
That's true.
Where we play like the third place schedule, they got the first. So that's why I don't want to just, even though they did this past year too, but I don't want to just chalk in 13 wins right off the bat without seeing all the opponents.
And they also have them. Well, at least Mike Clay has them at 7-1 to go to the Super Bowl. Or to let me hold on. Wait, does that say win? Oh, winner 7-1. On the Super Bowl. Maddie, what are you thinking? Over or under 11.5?
I'm going to take the under, but only because I think they're going to get 11, not 12, because they are playing a first place schedule. But I won't be shocked if they were to beat that. But I think the AFC East is going to be actually really shitty this year, in the sense of, I think the Patriots are still going to suck. We're going to suck. And I think the Dolphins are going to be even worse than they were last year. But I think the Bills will be the lead with, an 11-6 record. But so I'm only taking the under because of the half point, is all I'll say.
Well, they always do half points. Just
I know, and I hate
you
that
pick
shit,
one.
But no, I'll take the under. But I'm not taking a drastic under, just so I, put the little asterisk by my pick. But that's where I'm at.
All right, I will. I'll keep that in mind, Maddie. So yeah, I mean, I think Murdog's right. I think their ceiling should be 13 wins. But I don't picture them going below 11. It's just they have 6 coming from the AFC East alone. And even though they have a first place schedule, they'll still have what division are we playing this year? I have our schedule at least. What division?
I don't know, but I know we play the Broncos again this year.
All right, hold on. Well, I think that's because of our ranking. I don't think that has to do with all right, let's see here. So it looks like it's the AFC North.
Yeah.
No.
NFC South.
No, AFC North.
Yeah, but we also got the NFC.
We got the Bengals, the Jags, the Ravens.
No, but isn't Bengals, Cleveland, Steelers, Ravens? That's the
North.
Yeah, AFC North. So so the Bills are going to be playing the AFC North, and they're going to get so they'll get another win from the Browns. But that's actually pretty tough for them. If they're going to have to play the Steelers, the Ravens, the Bengals, those are all legit games. Plus other first place teams, they could have a really tough schedule.
I gotta say, that's why I'm going with 11 wins for them.
Mike, put that back up there real quick.
Schedule?
Yes.
Or at least the opponents?
Yes. Everybody in our division has this exact same schedule, except for our game against the Steelers, Cowboys, and Jaguars. Those 3 are exclusive to us because we are third place schedule. Us as a division, we play the AFC North with the Ravens and Bengals, and we play the NFC South with the Buccaneers and the Saints, Falcons, Panthers. So only those 3 games are going to be different for all of us. You see what I'm saying?
Well, but I was under the impression that we always played another division, the entire division. Every team plays that division no matter what.
No, our whole division plays the AFC North and the NFC South. We have identical schedules except for the 3 games.
Okay, so the Cowboys, the Jaguars, and the Broncos will be switched for the Bills, and they'll be playing the first place teams.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The Broncos, Cowboys, and Jaguars are ours. Everything else should be the same for the rest of our division.
Okay. Yeah, no, okay. And that's what I kind of was. So the teams that we have to look at is who was, so they'll be playing. So the Bills should be playing the Eagles, the Chiefs, and who was first in the South, the AFC South.
Well, they already do play the Buccaneers. Oh no, AFC South. Sorry.
Yeah.
Was it the Texans won it?
Yeah. Okay. So then, so that means that the Bills should be playing the Texans, the Chiefs, and the Eagles. Once again, it wouldn't be hard for me to bring up the schedule. I'm just making it extra hard on us. Maybe we'll do that later. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the to the Miami Dolphins. They are projected to come in second in our division, which I don't disagree with. And Vegas has them at 8.5 wins, and they are a 50-1 to be the Super Bowl winner. Yeah, that makes sense because I don't think that's going to happen. I say 50-1 that they even win a playoff game. But 8.5 wins. Let's start with Maddie. Are you giving them the over or the under on that?
I'm going the under. I think the Dolphins take a step back and win 7 games this year.
What do you think, Murdoch?
I'm pretty much with Maddie on this. Take into account they just lost Teron Armstead, their best offensive tackle, who retired. They're going to have to replace him. They lost Robert Hunt at guard the year prior. That affected their run game and protection. So now 2 of their better offensive linemen are now off the team. So unless they replace them with somebody viable, they're going to take a step back in offensive efficiency.
Yeah, that 8.5 is tough because I'm going to be honest. I think the Dolphins get 7 to 8 wins, so I'm going under. But I still think 7 or 8 wins should be enough for second place in the division. Because I think the Patriots improve, but not by 4 or 5 games.
No, not even close.
Yeah, so it is what it is. Let me just jump in and just see some of these comments here. I don't know about that. AFG. The Patriots, I don't think are gonna. I don't think they would have to literally double or more their win total from last season in order to, and they'd probably have to take a game from the Bills. I feel like in order to get to that second place. I just think it's an easier path for the Miami Dolphins. I'll be honest. That's just me. Bills. Okay. DB, I can get the Bills schedule. Thank you. I appreciate it though. Yeah, there it is. Miguel Padilla, channel member, comes in and says Bills have Chiefs, Eagles, and Texans. Yeah, that's what we figured that one out. But I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Miguel says Bills go 12-5. Miami goes 6-11. I don't think they're going to be that bad. I don't think.
No, I don't think. I think I would love to see them be 6-11, but I don't believe that one yet.
Yeah, that'd be tough. Miami 6-11. Yeah, I just don't see it. All right, let's move on to the team that's projected third in the AFC East, and that's the New England Patriots. They have them at 7.5 wins. I'll start this one, 75-1 to be the Super Bowl winner. Yeah, they're not winning the Super Bowl. We get that. But 7.5, I have them at 7 wins. I take the under. What are you thinking, Maddie?
I have them at 6 wins. The long, hard road out of hell for the Patriots is going to be a long, hard road. They're in the same shape, if not worse than us, in the sense that they have so much going on. I think the Patriots will be a 6-12 team, or I'm sorry, 6-11 team. I just don't. I don't see anything.
I just want everyone to take this with a grain of salt because we haven't seen the draft. People can
exactly. This is pre-draft
early odds. Yeah, these are early.
We should absolutely do a revamp, which I'm sure we will after. I just don't see what they've got going on as anything special right now. And believe me, I will be just as brutal on the Jets too. So I'm going 6-11 for the Pats. They could surprise people, but any team could surprise people. But I'm going 6-11.
I mean, truthfully, I think Drake May might be for real. You know, he improved last season throughout the year. I don't know. It scares me because I'm just so sick of the Patriots being on top that maybe that is. I mean, I knew last season with Jacoby Brissett, like, okay, we're good, but Drake May, he's still an unknown. He didn't look like complete shit last season. And he had no team, and his head coach was kind of, I think he should have been given more time. I think Mayo should have been given more time, but he kind of became a joke the second he took the job, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's everything about the Patriots is a time will tell scenario for me. They're an enigma.
Murdoch, what are you thinking? 7.5 for the Patriots, over under.
I agree with you that Drake May is a problem. That I agree that he's going to be good. They just got Diggs, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So they have an underrated, assuming Diggs comes back in some semblance of what he is, they're a lot more dangerous to pair with some of their receivers and Ramondre Stevenson. So I'm kind of with Maddie again on the 6 wins, but 7 is completely feasible.
It's not out of the question.
Yeah, 7. If you tell me they're 7 and 10, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I agree with you there on that too. I'm kind of erring on the side of probably personal bias that I just don't think that things will go that right for them.
And this channel member, First Lady Valerie, this is what I'm afraid of. Zach will go in for Tua and have a great year.
Zach will go in for Tua, yes. The rest of it, I disagree.
But it'd be the Jets' luck.
Nah.
Once again, it's like Zach Wilson is trash as far as anyone knows.
Zach Wilson may go in, but he will at best have a mediocre year. And again, I'm not a Zach hater. I don't see Zach functioning in that Dolphins team. No, he doesn't have enough protection is where I'm at.
All right, let's do this before we get to Midnight Mike Show trivia. Here we go. Vegas odds, our New York Jets. Here we go. The projected at 5.5 wins. Super Bowl winner 150-1. And I don't know if you guys noticed the typo from idiot Mike Clay over at ESPN on this, but look at the last point on Justin Fields. What does it read?
QB for the Packers.
He takes over for the Packers, huh?
He takes over for the Packers.
Okay, you know what? I want to stop right now and
address. So insulting. It's so insulting.
Hold on, I want to address something related to this.
Okay.
Why do so many professional sports outlets still not have the logo we're using right now?
Well, they did.
Yeah, they did. But how many times do you see the old oval with it says, the New York, like why? And this is only a Jets thing. They do not put our current logo up all the time, and I honestly,
well, hold on, Maddie.
Embarrassing.
Hold on, Murdoch can confirm this or deny this. But when I was watching the Jets versus Jacksonville game before the game started, not only did they have an old logo up, but it wasn't even the one from the last 5 years where
they had the previous one. Like
they had the NY.
They don't even give us our current one. Like the Jets they get the disrespect and the unprofessionalism annoys the shit out of me.
Oh, absolutely agree. Like even last year, like I said, I'm sitting there and I'm like, how if I as a tiny YouTuber can change all my logos for my show, how can a NFL franchise not just input? You know how much it takes to put in a PNG file, a transparent file into your system to have the current logo?
Well, and you know what though, this has been a problem for the last 15 years, because when they went to the old 60s logo, they were still using the late 80s, early 90s logo. Like they cannot figure out how to just and I remember watching this, through all those years going, why are they not putting our real logo up here? And it's just, I don't know. It's nothing. It doesn't matter, but it annoys the ever living dog shit out of me.
Really quickly. We have another super chat, so you get the Jets chant.
Big John.
Is it going to be just John tonight, folks? Come on. Let's back up John Radcliffe tonight and get in some super chats. John Radcliffe coming in with $2 says, Aids having a great year, I'm assuming he put. Did Prime Brady take his face? I don't even know what that means. But
Yeah,
I know
read it.
1981.
no, but I know AIDS to him. When he says AIDS, he's talking about Zach Wilson. So
okay.
I don't know what did Prime Brady take his face means. We'll see. But
Yeah, we'll
but
definitely.
John, feel free to write what you meant by that. You don't have to super chat. You're doing a lot. Other people can super chat. But just clear that up. Valerie, 150 to 1 people hate us. Yeah, but it's realistic. It's realistic, Valerie.
Yeah, the problem is this team has given no one a reason to like them.
DB says the over on the Jets at 5.5. John says the under, 4-13 ceiling. Miguel cautiously optimistic. The Jets finish 8-9.
I like your
DB
feelings.
says 7-10. I would be happy as hell with 8-9 or 7-10. I'll be completely honest with you.
We ain't getting that.
No, correct. But what I will say is this. I have enough optimism looking at this Jets 5.5 wins. I'm taking the over. I think we get 6.
Okay, and I would love to see it.
I think we take 6. Well, what do you think, Maddie? Are you taking the over or the under?
I'm taking the under. The Jets are going to go 5. But the thing is I think that our agreement our disagreement is all within one game. It's literally the 0.5. I think the Jets might get 5 wins. 6 wins, cool. I'd be thrilled to see it.
Yeah, any improvement, I'd be fine.
Yeah, like that, and that's all I want is improvement. Like if you were to tell me right now the Jets will win 7 games, I'm walking on sunshine like I'm fucking Katrina in the waves. All right, but it's just a matter of, and again, the draft may improve my outlook. We'll see, but right now I'm just going. All right, whatever. Oh shit, what do we got going on here? Drop it, you fuck. Damn it, I'm watching the Mets game too.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, well, like I say, people who root for the Yankees are the same people who go into a casino and root for the house. So
Yankees won again today, folks. By the way, this is the second Saturday that I got to come in here ridiculously happy with a Devils win and a Yankees win. So I'm a happy guy around here. I'll tell you that. Murdoch, what are you taking? 5.5 New York Jets. Maddie's taking the under. I'm taking the over. He's taking the under he's taking the 5. I'm taking the over with the 6. You're the tiebreaker. What do you say?
The floor is 4. The ceiling is 8. 8's the ceiling.
Okay. Are you taking?
I'm going over for sure. I'm going over. I think 7 is probable. 8. Because shit happens. Sometimes
whoa. 7 is probable? You realize probable means like this probably is going to happen.
I think so.
Wow. I love your optimism. I'll be honest. Like I hope you're right. I pray you're right.
Think about this. 5 wins last year. We get a competent kicker, right? Now, so let's just add that to the mix for this year. We're going to address the defensive line with the run defense. That's going to help us. We got a mobile quarterback that's going to pick up a lot more short yardage first downs than we could last year. There were so many situations where we ran the wrong play because of the limitations. Justin Fields is going to change that a lot. They're going to run the clock down. They're going to grind down the defensive front on the other team. They're going to play to his strengths. I'm all on for that. I'm optimistic more than the average bear because of it.
All right. We're about to get to Midnight Mike Show trivia, but I want to point something out real quick. And this may be gross, but I didn't want to waste it. So I opened a seltzer last night and didn't even come close to finishing it. So I was like, I'll just put it down and I'll have it tomorrow night. And of course I knew it'd be flat, but I like, it is what it is. Like, I don't mind some flavored water. So I'm having it and it's not bad. It's not as good as like Clearly Canadian, or is that the name of it? Clearly Canadian? Is that, that water that is in the blue bottle? Do either of you know what I'm talking about?
I know you're wasting time yammering about a fucking flat seltzer when we could be doing trivia.
Well, we're about to do that, but Clearly Canadian is delicious. But I think I like the seltzers better without the bubbles.
That's fair.
I'm just saying. I don't know. All right, let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. It's Saturday night. And it's time for Midnight Mike Show trivia here on the Midnight Mike Show. I am your host, Midnight Mike, with my 2 contestants, Matty Jets and the Murdog. And tonight, Maddie, the defending champion, comes in. Murdoch trying to get that crown back.
I don't deserve defending champion. What was it, like a 3-2 win last week?
I think
like
it was 4-3.
it was,
4-3.
yeah, it was bad.
Yeah,
It was a
out of
hockey
15
score. It was
out of 15
questions. Like we couldn't get shit together.
I was like, no, you take the win. No, you take the win.
No.
I don't want it. You take
No,
it.
I
All
want
right,
the draft
fuck it.
pick. You fucking have it.
No, but the funny thing about that is there's always questions in there that are worth like 2 or more, like 1 or 2. So there's technically probably 16, 17 points available, and the highest we got was 3. I think we're going to do better this week.
I hope so.
I do. So Maddie is the controlling and defending champion, which means that Murdoch is going to get the first pick of categories. Tonight we have 80s forever, and that could be any 80s question under the sun. We have New York baseball history, and of course our football category, not the Jets. So all the questions in this category will not have to do with the New York Jets. Murdoch, not the Jets, 80s forever or New York baseball history?
Let's go
Just take
baseball.
baseball, you know you're gonna.
I was going to go Jets. I was going to go
No,
not Jets.
You were gonna
Yes,
go
I was.
baseball. You live for baseball.
No, because I was like, Maddie might have to go to work. So let's get these good ones out of the way first.
Now, really quick before we start, last week Maddie got a little angry at Mets. So Maddie, why don't you explain the rules to the chat right now?
All right. I swear to God, if any of you fucking chuds put answers in here before the cutoff for us to answer, I will have you shaved, sterilized, and destroyed. Okay?
I made that mistake too. Look,
I cannot make this any fucking more simple. If you know, yay, be smug, put it in after we've given our answers.
Correct. Perfect. All right, here we go. Thank you, Maddie.
Mm-hmm.
You're a professional as always. All
Yeah,
right, New York baseball history. Question number 1. This was the year that the beloved Brooklyn Dodgers announced that they were leaving for LA. Again, for the chat, you guys can put your answers in after they are locked in. This was the year the beloved Brooklyn Dodgers announced that they were leaving for LA. Now, Murdoch, it looks like you're locked in because you have your board up. Please don't do that. Maddie, are you locked in?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right,
I'm
Maddie's
good. I'm
locked
probably
in.
wrong, dude. You know I fucking suck at this.
And it looks like Murdoch is locked in. Maddie, you're the champ. What do you got?
I got 55.
Murdoch.
1960.
Both of you very close. The correct answer, they announced that they were leaving in 1957.
Damn it.
Their first season was 1958.
Damn.
But that's
All
okay.
right.
You guys are close. You're ready to go. I appreciate that. Murdoch, are we staying in this category?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fuck it.
All right, here we go. Question number 2 in New York baseball history. The New York Yankees won this many American League championships in the 1980s. The New York Yankees won this many American League championships in the 1980s. Keep your answers out of the comments section. And DB got the last question right. Sean got it. John got it. 1957 was the answer to the last one. All righty, here we go. Maddie, what do you got?
0.
Maddie gets a point. Murdoch, what do you got?
I got 1.
Wow.
They lost the 1981 World Series.
Not according to what no.
They lost to the Dodgers in 1981. How did they not win the American League Championship Series in 81?
All right, you know what? Let me check this because I had 0. Maybe I looked too quick, but I think you're right. Hold on. Now that I'm thinking about it, I was way too young at the time.
I answered for World Series champs. I thought that was the question.
No, it's American League Championship. That's where I was trying to throw people off, but maybe I looked at the wrong thing. I may have actually looked up the wrong thing. All right, we switch it around, folks. I can admit when I am wrong. And I must have I must have just wrote the wrong thing in, and it was American League Championship. So they did win one in 1981. So that gives Murdoch a point. And like I said, I can admit when I'm wrong. Sorry, Maddie. I was actually expecting that to be a Murdoch question. And you, of course, getting it and Murdoch not just doesn't compute right. So, all right. Are we staying in this category, Murdoch?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Question number 3. Who did the New York Mets beat for their first world championship? Who did the New York Mets beat for their first world championship?
Run out of ink. Can I just go verbal?
You can go verbal.
Ahead.
Yeah, you can go verbal. John is calling people out. No putting answer. Is it Mets? Okay, Mets is immediately on the defensive. He says, I've been waiting until the song ends because he got yelled at last week. I actually have a clip of that somewhere, not on here, but it's hilarious watching Maddie go nuts on him. All right, Murdoch, you have control of the board. You answered the question correctly on the last one. So, Murdoch, give me your answer. Who do you got?
Baltimore Orioles.
Maddie?
Baltimore.
All right, here we go. We almost have last show's totals in the first category. 2 more from Murdoch, and we've gotten the total from last week all together in one category. So I'm excited. Are we sticking in New York baseball history, Murdoch?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I might have to go to pen and paper for this time.
Yeah, get a pen and paper out so we know you're not fucking cheating and Beely's sitting there feeding you the answers off of Google.
I put the board up when I was ready.
I'm just fucking with you. By the way, on the last question, we got let's see here. We got a few people here. Mets got it. Of course, Mets got it. That makes sense. Mets got the Orioles. John Ratcliffe just wrote "fuck the Orioles," but I guess that's a correct answer. And Scott Foster gets it. Good job, guys. Good job. All right, here we go. Question number 4 in New York baseball history. How many World Series did the New York Giants win? How many World Series did the New York baseball Giants win? Of course, that's before their move to San Francisco. If you can give me the overall total, I won't give you a point, but I'll be impressed.
What do you mean the overall total? Oh, no, okay.
Oh, between the Giants and the
I got you.
San Francisco and New York, yeah. Murdoch is locked in.
I'm as good as I'm going to get.
All right, Maddie, what do you got?
1.
Murdoch.
5.
There you go. Murdoch getting a point. That's 3-1 here. Murdoch's fighting to get that crown back. The New York Giants won in 1905, 1921, 1922, 1933, and 1954. I assume you're sticking with this category, Murdoch. Ended it out.
Swing it around, sir. Swing it around.
All right, here we go. Question number 5, the final question in New York baseball history. Who hit the most home runs in the 2000 Subway World Series? The New York Mets took on the New York Yankees in the 2000 Subway Series. Who had the most home runs? Murdoch looks like he's locked in. Maddie's thinking. Maddie's locked in. All right, let's bring that down. All right, we didn't even get to the bum. I think that's great. All right, Maddie, who do you got?
Jeter.
Murdoch.
I had Jeter too.
Is it Piazza?
See, that's when I first immediately thought of the series. That's what I was like. Oh, probably Piazza. It was actually Bernie Williams with 3.
I thought Jeter.
Williams with 3. All right, here we go. Who has control of the board? Murdoch, not the Jets or 80s forever.
Not the Jets.
All right, not the Jets. Remember, folks, all of these questions have nothing to do with the New York Jets, but they are all football related. Let me just see here. Oh, some people got the 5 on the New York Giants World Series. Jeter wrong. Piazza wrong. Jeter and Piazza. Okay, he's going off. Nope, it was Bernie Williams. Here we go. Not the Jets. Question 1. Which NFL rusher has the most career rushing attempts? Which NFL rusher has the most career rushing attempts? Remember, folks, do not put the answer in the chat yet. Murdoch looks like he's locked in. Maddie's locked in. Oh, I always love it when we get out. Although I do love hearing the bum. It's nice to move the game along and get this one going. All right, Maddie, who do you got?
I got Barry Sanders.
Murdoch.
Emmitt Smith.
There you go. Murdoch gets the point on that one, and we move along. I assume we're staying in not the Jets, Murdoch. We never bounce around in this game.
Nope.
All right.
Stay hot. Stay hot, baby.
Miguel gets it. John Radcliffe gets it. Good job. Met says, to quote Danny Tamborelli, who's Little Pete, I don't know. Here we go. The question number 2. Most interceptions in a single season was accomplished by this night train. This one's the hardest in the category. I'm going to point that out. Most interceptions in a season was accomplished by this night train. Maddie's locked in. Murdoch locked in. All right. Awesome. Good job, guys. All right. Murdoch, what do you got?
Dick Night Train Lane.
Wow. Maddie?
Dick Night Train Lane.
Wow.
I got that one.
Dude, I thought that was the hardest one in this category. But
if you hadn't put the night train in there, I probably would have got it.
Well, I figured it was so hard that I'd give like this little extra,
As soon as I heard night train, I was like, Night Train Lane, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, it is Dick Lane, known as Dick Night Train Lane. What a great name. That's almost as good as Tall Dick Wood. Played for the Rams, Cardinals, and Lions. And I think it was 14 in a season. I didn't write it down, but that's what the record was, I believe. I assume we're sticking in this category, Murdoch?
We are.
All right, question number 3. This NFL team has the most losses in NFL football history. This NFL team has the most losses in NFL football history. Guys, make sure you're hitting that like button to come up with all. This is an actual show. Keep that in mind. We have segments. We have, banter. We have main topics. All that stuff is not just poof off the top of my head. It actually takes preparation to come up with this shit. All right. Dumb hits means pens are down. We now go over to Murdoch. What's your team? Who has the most NFL losses in history?
I'm going to go with the NFC North. I'm going to go with the Lions.
Maddie.
I was going to go with the Lions, but I'm going with the Browns.
Bears?
And we have a winner in the chat.
Cardinals?
The Arizona Cardinals.
My third pick, too. God dang.
You know what? I didn't think they were around long enough to qualify.
Oh, they've been around for a long time.
They were the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago Cardinals.
Okay.
Shit. I wish I'd have gone with them. All right.
Okay.
Good question.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, John Radcliffe. Cardinals have been around since like the 1880s. They go back to Chicago. That's true.
Yeah, they're an old team.
They are. Are there even Cardinals in Arizona?
I'm sure there's a church
football
somewhere.
Team.
No, I know, but the bird.
No, that's just the team.
Yeah, that's like,
ain't no birds in Arizona. Those fuckers are dying out there of thirst.
Hey, maybe like
all right.
Desert.
I'm assuming, Murdoch, you want to stick with this category?
You fucking know it.
All right. Question number 4 in not the Jets. Here we go. This NFL team has the worst all-time winning percentage. This NFL team has the worst all-time winning percentage. The Lions are over 100 losses behind the Cardinals. Thank you, John. I like the extra. And Scott is right. There are some birds in Arizona. Roadrunners.
I don't know.
Maddie's locked in. Murdoch is 2 now. Put down your pen. All right. Here we go. Let's start with Murdog. What do you got?
I feel like saying the Arizona Cardinals again, but I'm going to go with the Buccaneers.
There you go. Maddie, what do you
I
got?
took the Browns again.
I thought he was tricking us, Maddie, for like.
Yeah, me
go
too.
back
I was like, it's got to be one of these answers.
Yeah, but the Buccaneers had like the winless season, the 1-win seasons. I was like, it's got to be worst winning percentage.
Yeah, Buccaneers nearly 400, somehow two wins. Actually, their winning percentage is 410. 410, worst in the NFL.
It's good to know we're not worst.
Well, that's yeah. As soon as I said it's not the Jets category, it's so nice to be able to put these in because it's not us.
It seems like a very Jet thing to be.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely. I was actually shocked because when I looked it up, I was like, "Oh, it's going to be the Jets. I can't use this." Well, it's not.
We went around saying we're the best at being the worst, and they took that away from us too.
This is the final. I'm assuming we're staying in this category, Murdog.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, this is the final question in the not the Jets category, and it's worth 3 points. Okay, for each answer, you get a point. So here we go. Who are the top 3 winningest coaches in NFL history? A point for every answer. Who are the top 3 winningest coaches in NFL history? I got my contestants writing, and I know that the chat will hold off until they are locked in. Maddie's locked in. Just Maddie, folks. Just wait a second. And Murdog's done. All right, Murdog, what are your 3?
I got George Halas, Vince Lombardi, and Bill Walsh.
Well, you got one right.
Okay.
Maddie, who do you got?
I got Bill Parcells, Belichick, and Butkus.
And you got
Belichick, huh?
The correct answer, folks. Number 1, Don Shula. 347 wins. Number 2, Bill Belichick, 333 wins. Number 3, George Halas, 324 wins. All right, going into the final category of 80s forever, we have a 7-3 lead, but this is going to be Murdog's weakest category, as it is every week. As soon as we get away from sports, Murdog falls apart. So hopefully Maddie can at least make a little comeback here, but we'll see. We will see. Here we go, folks. 5 questions remaining, all in the category 80s forever. Question number 1. The Nintendo Entertainment System debuted as this in Japan in 1983. I will repeat. The Nintendo Entertainment System debuted as this in Japan in 1983. Maddie looks confident.
I think so.
Murdoch, not
We'll
so
see.
much, because he still hasn't, and he's about to have to put his pen down. Murdoch, what do you got?
Playbox?
That sounds like a dirty magazine.
Yeah. Well, they do have.
It's actually a pretty good guess.
No, not horrible.
It's the Famicom.
What was it?
Famicom.
The Famicom system.
Famicom. Never even heard of it. Wow.
Yeah,
Well, that was what it was called in
family
Japan,
computer.
dude.
The
Like-
family computer system.
And there's
Oh,
so
nice.
many other games that like are so insanely hard because Americans would get fucking shredded by them. Look at Super Mario Brothers 2 in Japan sometime.
Oh yeah, what is it? Doki something?
No, it's Super Mario Brothers 2, but in the US it was released as the Lost Levels, and it's fucking impossible.
Oh no, well I played that, but I was talking about Super Mario Bros. In the US was actually called like Doki or something, whatever. It was just another game, and all they did was take the 4 characters and put Mario, Luigi, Princess.
Oh
and
yeah,
Toad.
2, yeah, R2, yeah, 100%, yeah.
Good job, Mets. Good job, John. And here we go. We got a super chat from a Steelers fan. Let's hit that Jets
Thank you,
chant.
Tight or
You
Tight
deserve
Fire.
Jets. Titan Fighter comes in with $5. Thank you so much. John Ratcliffe can't do all the work tonight. Steelers fan, first came to the channel for Rodgers pain week in and week out. Now staring down the same barrel. Enjoy the content, man. Good luck this season. Well, good luck to you guys too. Like, I don't understand Steelers fans.
That.
Yeah, and I don't understand Steelers fans. Believe me, Titan, we will take why can't I his name is escaping me. The coach they keep bitching about.
Oh, Tomlin?
Yeah, Mike Tomlin. I would take him off your hands at any point.
Yeah, I would kill a bus full of kids to get him here.
And I'd help you cover it up.
Yeah, like when I listen to Steelers fans complain about Mike Tomlin, I'm like, are you insane?
Doki Doki Panic was the name of Super Mario Brothers 2.
Correct.
There you go. All right, here we go. 4 questions remaining. Maddie's making a run. Here we go. Question number 2 in this category, 80s Forever. And here we go. In The Breakfast Club, the jock, Andrew Clark, was played by this actor. In The Breakfast Club, Andrew Clark was portrayed by this actor. Oh, of course, this is the second week he comes in late. He runs his mouth, but can never get in here to beat my contestants.
Ocho, I hope the little one's doing well, pal.
All right, Murdog, what do you got?
I remember like a blue, white, and yellow jacket. Emilio Estevez.
Maddie?
Estevez.
There you go. The mighty Duck Man himself. Points all around. You guys are blowing out last week. I told you guys would do better this week.
Yeah, last week was definitely our worst show.
You guys are doing great. I'm very proud. All right, here we go. Question number 3 in this category. 80s Forever. Remember that, folks. 1988's Die Hard saw Bruce Willis trying to stop terrorists in this building. Again, for everyone else, 1988's Die Hard saw Bruce Willis trying to stop terrorists.
Write it down. I'm ready.
In this building. You done, Murdog?
Yep.
All right. Dr. Ocho, man, you come in here, you talk a lot of shit, buddy. And I got, 40 some odd people through Facebook and Twitter, all this shit, YouTube, who wanted to see you come in here and beat these guys. And you just, you come in. It's okay. I love you, Ocho. All right, here we go. Murdoch, what do you got?
Miguel Padilla is wrong in the chat. It's Nakatomi Plaza.
Maddie?
Nakatomi Plaza.
Very good. Well, I'm loving my boys tonight. I'm proud.
I'm eliminated now.
Oh, are you?
Yep.
You don't know if there's a 2 or 3 point question coming up.
Mm-hmm.
There's not. But it could. Hey, you never know. You never know in the future. Here we go. Question number 4. Melmac was the home planet of this alien.
Say it again.
Melmac was the home planet to this alien.
I don't know if I'm right on this or not, but I think I am.
Oh, it looks like we got 2 locked in. That's great. I can bring down the music. All right, here we go. Murdoch, what do you got?
Alf.
Maddie.
Alf.
Awesome. Okay. You know what? I don't even care at this point in wins or lose. I'm just so proud that the numbers are so much higher this week.
Yeah. It's not the dog shit taco that we had last week.
And the final question of the night in the category 80s Forever. Here we go. This is a history question. Who became the leader of the Soviet Union in 1985? Who became the leader of the Soviet Union in 1985? By the way, we did get a few correct answers in the last one. Ocho came in and got it. Metz came in and got it. John Ratcliffe came and got it. Good job, guys. Everyone's locked in. Who do you got, Murdoch?
Mikhail Gorbachev.
Maddie.
Mr. Birthmark himself, Mikhail Gorbachev, who did a lot for Glasnost and pro-Soviet U.S. relations.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new champion after 2 weeks of not being the champ. He's back. He gets his crown back. Ladies and gentlemen, the new champion of Midnight Mike Show Trivia, the Murdog. Maddie, I don't have a sound effect for you. I feel like I need to have one.
Maddie doesn't need a soundtrack.
But he does need to talk in the third person.
Maddie stands alone. Maddie is fine without glam and glitz.
Well, John, we can't prove that. I give you guys points, but we can't. John,
here's the thing: if you want to score, call in here and play against us.
That's true. I've told John, guys, anyone,
anybody. Again, this is not a John like me knocking John. Me and John are pals. I love John, but if you want to play, notify in advance. We can make this a 3-person thing. It's go time for ho time, bitches.
Well, there it is.
That's why, Ocho talks all this shit, but he doesn't show up.
Well,
I have no doubt about Ocho's skill. I know Ocho knows this shit.
Truth.
But until his ass is in the contestant's chair, talk is cheap like a parakeet.
There you go. And so, but Ocho and I have his number. So anyone who wants to take on Murdog and Maddie, you are more than welcome. Down below, midnightmikeshow@gmail.com. All you need to do is message me. We'll schedule something, and then I'll send you the StreamYard. I'll send you the StreamYard link via that message, and you can come. Excuse me. God damn.
We welcome all comers. It's not like we're scared of anybody.
Absolutely. And I'd love to bring another person in here to do this. The problem is that most of the other people in the Midnight Mike Show family tree, and those people I'm talking about, Tommy Jets, Honest Abe, Sean, they're all too young. They ain't going to be able to come in here and go 80s, 90s, 70s trivia against these two guys because these guys lived it. Okay. So, having guys come in who are 10, 15 years younger than us, it's just not going to work. So John Radcliffe, I know you're in our age range. Ocho is. Anyone who wants to come in and do this, email me at midnightmikeshow@gmail.com, and we will work out a week for you to come in and challenge the boys.
Which is another way to say that our sperm comes out as dust because we're old.
Pretty much.
I could still impregnate. Come on.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
I bet I could.
Like I say, dude, I just watch all those movies and it's like a sprinkler, and I'm like, mine looks like an ice cream cone melting in the sun.
That's a lot of information.
It gets sad real quick.
Write it down.
Mike, you need an Al/Bundy sticker. I don't understand. Why do I need I love Al Bundy. 4 touchdowns in 1 game for Polk High. Are you kidding me? Oh, I'm at work. I can't call in. So all I can do is go into the chat. No, all I can do is go into the chat and be like, I went 15 for 15 every single week.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
I can't be stopped.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, there's no way that's
John, true. I love you, pal.
Jacked and gay, which means I'll still pull more ass than a gay guy that you supposedly straight. I don't know.
Well,
are you speaking English?
Well, you're certainly not going to pull anything with an IQ over 80. So good luck there, grammar master.
Yo, John Radcliffe, you're 31. Come on.
By the way, just so everyone understands, me and Ocho talk a lot of shit. I love Ocho. I think Ocho's a fucking really smart dude, and his trivia knowledge is. I mean, I admit he's got me beat hands down. I want him to come on the show, but I'm also scared of him just kicking my ass from here to Sunday. But Ocho's a great dude. He just talks a lot of shit and never shows up.
Real quick, John, there's no way I can look at your answers, but there's no way for me to prove that you got them all right because these guys had to answer them before, like you couldn't even put yours in until they were locked in and started answering.
John, you also have to understand.
I'm not saying that you didn't get answers right.
In the chat is like bragging about a preseason win. We don't care. Unless you're on the show, it doesn't matter. And I love you, but you may have gone 15 for 15, but until you're here, it's like winning Jeopardy from your couch. You may be. And I actually don't doubt that you did because John's very smart, but you have to
understand, like even on
Jeopardy, love you, but take a night off and come talk to us.
Yeah, Maddie, it's like when you win it on your couch, you don't understand the difference when you're, have the pressure of being on the show.
Yeah, I'm looking at Murdog's gigantic arms, and I'm like, fuck, I better not upset this guy.
All right, Maddie.
It is nervous, right, Maddie? Like, it's like, because you're on a time limit, and you're like, oh, my God.
I'm on a time limit, but I'm honestly, dude, I'm not scared of shit anymore.
No, after
the last few months, I'm not even afraid to die. I'm like, whatever.
Maddie, how much time do you have?
I got about 10 more minutes.
Yeah, you want to go into the intermission report with us and help us pick a top five, and then
If we can do it fast.
Well, no, you can help us choose,
Okay.
and then if you need to bust out, we'll give the answers.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the intermission report here on the Midnight Mike Show. And as most of you know, and as some of you don't, I will tell you during the intermission report, we ask you guys in the chat to give us a generic top five. Top five football uniforms. Last week we did top five what people you want to have a beer with in history. We did something like that, but something so generic that not only me, Murdog, or Maddie, or whoever's here can just write them down and answer them, but also something that those in the chat can answer, so that when we're done giving our top five, you guys we can go through your answers and read your top five. And then, of course, when we come out from the intermission report, we'll take your calls, talk some more New York Jets, and then eventually end out the show. Hit the like button, folks. The more likes help out the show more than anything. And, of course, super chats. But likes are free. They are free. It's just that little thumbs up button below the show. I mean, come on. All right, here we go. Let's go to the Midnight Mike Show intermission report.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
All right. Got to get my paper ready for this top five. All right. Let's go into the chat and see what you guys have come up with this week. Do my top five from last week. You wrote it down. God damn it. I actually threw out a bunch of papers on my desk from last week. Right? Can you just tell us what it is? Help me out here. I forgot it was on there.
My dog ate it.
Ocho said the trivia continued without Ocho even knowing it started back up, which was smart because I was whitewashing everyone. That's true.
Mets win. Mets win.
Boo.
So Johnny literally put in the comments, hey, tell me you're watching the game. I think he's got a live feed. I'm watching MLB TV, so I think I'm about like 30, 50 seconds behind him. So, yeah, it's got to be why. But let's go Mets, baby.
What the fuck? Oh, there it is. All right. Let's go through here. We're going to have Maddie help us pick the top five. Top five Full House running gags. I don't know if these guys are going to know enough.
I don't watch Full House.
Yeah.
I'm heterosexual.
Yeah.
Fortunately and unfortunately, I am a fan of Full House when it was on, and now my kids friggin' love it, and they're rewatching it. They were rewatching it today from episode 1. So, but no, we cannot do that. Not enough people. No Full House. Let's see. Top 5 villains or monsters that you'd root for in a movie. Wow, that's most.
Yeah, I was going to say that's almost everyone.
Yeah, I love the heels. Are you kidding me?
Dude, ever since I got married, I'm the biggest Stepfather fan alive.
What's up, New York Jets super fan, channel member? Good to see you, man. Make sure you hit that like button. It's free. Top 5 80 shows. Have we done that? I don't think we have.
Like we have.
While Mike runs through this, man, I got a question for you. You put in the chat. Lafreniere, right? He was the top pick in the draft for you guys?
Yeah, he was number 1 a few years ago.
Didn't he start off and they were like ready to get rid of him, or the fans were hating him, and he turned it around?
Yeah, he started off, as a rookie, and it was like you expect that from rookie shit, but he had like a plateau of just kind of mediocrity, but he's turned it around somewhat. Like I said in the chat, Gabe Perreault, who's their their college prospect, who I did not know until the first game on Wednesday night, is Yannick Perreault's son. Capo Caco was not the first round pick. He was second overall behind Jack Hughes. But the Lafreniere Perreault.
Where did Jack Hughes go?
Some homos. But the thing is, like, watching the Rangers right now, I do see a lot of potential, but there's got to be some grown-ups in charge of that team. So that said, though, I don't know. I mean, I'm curious, like, what your thought is with the Declare Patrick Waugh situation. with Duclair just taking some time off after Waugh like tore his ass in the media. Because I always liked Duclair, but I think that team, I don't know what's going on with the Islanders right now. I don't think Waugh is a good head coach, but what do I know?
Good player though.
Yeah, well, I mean, so is Bobby Clark.
It doesn't always transfer.
Bobby Clark
over.
was an amazing fucking guy. I hate the Flyers, but I will always be a Bobby Clark fan as a player. But he's one of the worst, god awfulest GMs I've ever seen in my life. The way he handled the Lindros situation, all of it, So I mean, and that's the thing. I think a lot of people forget. You may have some emotional attachment to a player. It does not make them a good front office guy for your team.
Is this true, Maddie? That you made the Rangers lose today?
Dude, I slept through the whole fucking game.
That's because you knew what was coming.
I got home at 7:00 this morning and fell asleep and didn't wake up till almost 3.
Top 5 college jerseys, all sports. You need time for that. I don't need time for that. I could knock that out. What do you think?
I mean, you guys can do it. I can't think of them right now, honestly. I mean, I have like top 5 teams, so I love their jerseys, but I'm also not a big college guy. Like I like college basketball and college hockey, but
I'm not necessarily a big college fan either, but there's jerseys that I always look at and go, oh, nice jersey. And once again, I'm a simple jersey guy, so you'll notice if we do this category that it'll be very like simplistic old school jerseys. And probably all football, I'll be honest. Yeah. So right now I feel like we're fighting between top 5 80 shows and top 5 college jerseys of any team or any sport. Top 5 Johnnies. That's easy. Johnny 5. I know you wanted me to say Johnny Boy, but I'm sorry, he's not a robot.
I'm sitting there thinking St. John's.
Is it current or all time?
Oh, we didn't fully pick yet.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm just trying to get through here.
I don't know, man. I won't be here for it, so I'll help you pick. But
it's all patch and fix with the Rangers. That's what Ocho says.
Well, they got a lot of work to do in the offseason. Again, like I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the show, Ocho, but I'm very excited for the Rangers offseason more so than anything else they got going on for the rest of the year.
Miguel Padilla did come in and agree the top 5 college jerseys. We've already done it, Infrared. We've already done top 5 beers and alcoholic beverages. That's been done. Yeah.
Top 5 favorite bad movies.
Midnight Mike gets to see an amazing jersey worn by my girlfriend. Well, if it's a Devils, Jets, or Yankee jersey, hell fucking yeah. All right, Murdoch, could you do top 5 college jerseys, any sport?
Yeah.
All right, then we'll do that. I mean, Maddie, how much time do you have?
I got like 3 minutes, man. You guys go ahead and do it without me.
All right, then what we're going to do, folks, tonight is top 5 college jerseys. Any sport, although I'm going to tell you right now, mine are going to be football. There could be a basketball in there. There could be a basketball in there. I'll be honest. And that's Miguel. And who else came up with that? There was someone else. Who else did I have that with earlier? John Radcliffe? Yeah, there it is. John Radcliffe, top 5 college jerseys, all sports. All right. Well, yeah, we're going to rock that. That's what we're going to do.
All right, I'll catch the replay, boys and girls. Good night, Ocho. Like I say, I love you, pal. But until you show up, talk is fucking cheap. Come get us. I know you've got the skills. Come to me. Come to me.
Maddie, have a good night. Have a good night. Have a good time at work, and we will see you on Tuesday night.
All right, bye.
Have a good one. All right, here we go, folks. I'm going to start writing them down. You guys in the comments section. Top 5 college jerseys, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, whatever you got. All right, I know my number 1. Let's be honest here. And I'm not even going to say uniforms, whole top to bottom, everything, the whole package. I got 3. Let's see here. Oh, I got a hockey one. And I'm done. That was simple. And I'm not even going to go to honorable mentions. I don't want to stress my brain out. I just went with the first 5 that came to my head. I got 3 football, I got 1 basketball, and I got 1 hockey.
Well,
There
I don't
we
know
go.
enough about the college hockey jerseys to give an informed opinion.
What's up, Teflon Don? Good to see you coming in with your same comment every week. Cut and paste, brother, but it's good to have you in here. I appreciate that. Make sure you hit the thumbs up while you're here. I appreciate that. All right. So we had John Radcliffe and Miguel Padilla coming in with the top 5 college sports jerseys. There we go. And Mets even reacted there in the comments section. Guys, I love the fact I got DJ in with DJ. Were you here earlier, man? We were talking about your Bills for a while. I don't know if you saw that because we were talking about the Las Vegas odds for the AFC East. Make sure you go back and check that out. But we got John, Miguel Padilla, DJ. Let's see here. New York Jets super fan came in. These are all people answering the question: top 5 college jerseys of any sport. And when Murdoch's ready, I'll be ready.
I could send. I got like 5 in an honorable mention type. I could send them to you if you want to put them on the screen through your Discord.
What the hell are you talking about?
Like I was saying, I could send some of these to you, and if you want to put them on the screen to show everyone.
I don't have Discord on this computer.
What about?
I mean, I could do this for everyone. I could go over to Google and just Google things and bring them up.
All right.
But we're not going to go through that.
Forget it. I was trying to give everyone a visual. All right, jeez.
Yeah, let me do that with your show. Oh, I want to send you a visual. You'll have no idea how to do it.
Yes, I would.
Oh, yeah, you probably would. I think you've got that because you know how to do mocks.
Like 30 of them at a time.
I know. Yeah. Tonight you're doing 10 till tomorrow at 10 a.m.
No, got a big show tomorrow with a guest.
Oh yeah, what do you got going?
Save it for tomorrow. Huh?
Promote it. What do you got going on tomorrow?
I thought you had the thumbnail sent to you. No?
Where?
My producer said he sent it to you.
If he wants me to get it up on the screen here tonight, he's got to send it to midnightmikeshow@gmail.com. And what I will do right now is get over there and wait for it. And then when I get it, I will 100%.
If you're out there listening, producer, you made a mistake.
If you guys send me shit on Discord, it's not coming up on this show. I'm just telling you that right now. That's just not going to happen. But I am now set to receive anything on my midnightmikeshow@gmail.com. And once again, I just popped in here. All of you talking shit, saying, oh, I could beat Mike, or I could beat Maddie and Murdoch in trivia. I don't see anything in here. I see old stuff from Stack and Miguel and Snowball and people. I see emails, but nothing coming in recently about the trivia. And I invite anybody to email me at midnightmikeshow@gmail.com. Spell MIDNITE mikeshow@gmail.com. And if DB wants to send that on over here, I will put it up, and I'll be surprised when I see it because Murdoch didn't tell me yet. Do you got your top 5, Murdoch? Top 5 college uniforms? You do?
I do, sir.
Terrific. Let's do this, folks, and then I'll get to your answers, and we'll take your calls. End the show. Great Saturday night show. I just ask that if you're watching, the least you could do to support the show is hit the thumbs up button for free. It's free just to show support for the show. And if you're watching on, I know there's people who watch on Facebook and there's people who watch on X or Twitter. Come over to YouTube and just hit the like button, please. All right, Murdoch, do you have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with one here because there's so many damn variations of the Oregon Ducks football team that there's some of them I really like, but they literally have like 10. That's their thing.
Yeah, eight
different uniforms, one a game. But there's some that are like, holy shit, like the reflective silver. I like that one. That one's pretty cool. But some of them are just like gross, and some of them are home runs. So I'll go with Oregon Ducks. Pick one. There's so many to choose from.
And that's one of your honorable mentions?
I'm going to give that an honorable mention. Yeah.
All right.
And then I just got 5. I just stopped when you said you were good.
All right. Real quick. Hold on one second. Okay. All right. Let's start with our top 5. Here we go. I'll start it off, Murdog. Number 5, Rutgers. I'm from New Jersey. I've always been looking at that jersey, simple red and white, R on the helmet. Love it. It's a simple jersey. Oregon Ducks, once again, I appreciate what you got going there, but their uniforms are usually just too much for me. The feathers on the fucking shoulder, all that shit. It's just too much for me. I like simplicity. And the Rutgers Knights, that's where you got to go.
The thing is, they have so many. Some of them were home runs, and some of them, like you just said, were way too much to where I didn't like them.
Yeah. What's your number 5, Murdog?
My 5, I'm going to go nostalgic. I'm going to go 1985 era St. John's Redmen basketball jersey.
Nice. Good one. I do want to kind of look that up.
Chris Mullendays, Walter Berry, Mark Jackson, Robert Rodan. They had the center that played for the Bulls.
Oh yeah. That is a simple jersey. Kind of resembles the Bulls.
The lettering was cool. It was different. I like the lettering and the colors.
It's good. I like it. Once again, simple shit. I like simple shit. All right, here we go. My number 4 is going to be the Minnesota Gophers hockey uniform with that M. Just the simple M, Minnesota Gophers. I love it. Has I guess it's like yellow, and it's like a trim of a yellow, but then has like a maroon. I don't know the exact colors. Let me see if
is it the predominantly white one or the predominantly maroon one?
I prefer the predominantly maroon one with the golden or yellow M.
Okay.
But simple. Love it. Love that old uniform. I think they still wear it today. Mets is yellow and burgundy, whatever. Burgundy, maroon. What are we, chicks picking out paint swatches?
Mike.
Yeah, we're picking out paint swatches at Lowe's. Oh wait, I think that's where Mets threw a kid out of the cart. Isn't that at Lowe's? Isn't that how he became famous? I think it was. We've got to check that out. All right, what's your number 4, Murdog?
I'm gonna go personal love. I'm gonna go Notre Dame football. Talk about simple.
Yep.
It's traditional. It's historic. There's a few, but since I love Notre Dame, I'm going to go Notre Dame.
Absolutely. They'll show up on my list.
A little shamrock here too. So a little pizzazz.
See, I prefer the one. I prefer like the older ones that literally were just
shamrocks here. I think.
Well, just the blue uniforms with the navy blue with the gold numbers or yellow, whatever.
Yeah.
Just the simple break it down. Like, I love that shit. All right. My number 3 is going to be the Georgetown basketball jerseys, like Patrick Ewing days.
The gray.
Yeah. The grays with the dark blue. Oh man. Like, that's when I was a kid, I remember the Georgetown, the Hoyas. I just again just simple. Right. Keep it simple, stupid. That's all anyone needs to do in sports to make Midnight Mike happy. All right, Murdog, you are number 3.
I'm gonna go Texas Longhorns football jersey.
Nice.
It's a nice shade of orange.
Yep.
It's different than everybody else. It just goes nice.
And the simple Longhorn on the helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple Longhorn, a nice little steer.
Yep. Absolutely. I agree. It's it's just those old school jerseys, whether it's football, basketball, hockey, just love it. All right, we're down to the top 2. Our top 2, and then we'll get to what you guys picked. We'll talk about that and then get out of the intermission report. My number 2, Penn State football.
Talk about simple.
Simple. White or blue jerseys with the opposite color number and the white helmet. What else do you need? What else do you need?
Uniform. Yep, I hear
Especially for a college team.
And there's something crisp and clean about it for just simple white and blue for home and away. I agree. I like them. They crossed my mind, but I had to go with Notre Dame in their place.
Murdoch, you're number 2.
My number 2 of this is a shout out to the homie John Ratcliffe. He's a big Ohio State Buckeye fan. But I'm going to go, there's a variation, not the classic one, the scarlet and gray, whatever. It's a gray, majority gray with like red numbers with a white trim around it. Looks sick. It's great. Fantastic variation of an alternate uniform.
Oh.
I think I said burnt orange, Miguel.
Well, once again, we get it. Like we're not fucking chicks picking out, like, you know, what's the difference between pink and salmon? It's pink. Like, you know, like, well, yeah, it is what it is. Like if you say, oh, yellow or gold, okay, I get that, because on a uniform, you know, I understand what you're saying here. Well, now they can do gold. Like in the past, you'd say gold and you'd know it was like a yellow. But now they can actually put gold on the uniforms, and I fucking hate it. I hate the Notre Dame uniforms with gold on, like, the actual gold numbers. Don't like that. And plus they're hard to read on television. So that's another thing.
That's true.
And the numbers I think that they used, the numbers that they used were like, when Notre Dame uses the gold numbers that are actually gold that you can't read on television. Yeah. They're like the style of the numbers are like, you know, that S you drew in like middle school
with the 3 lines.
Well, yeah, it's like the S that like is pointy.
Yes.
You draw on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like that kind of font. I hate it.
It's very weird. And it's small lettering too. It is weird. It is hard to tell. And they only bring them out when they're in the playoffs.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah, the whole season there's no name on the back. But
once again, if you're going to use a weird alternate jersey, use it like week 3. Or use it like week 8. Don't, when you get to the playoffs and championship games, go old school. Like where you're fucking.
Yeah. I like with no names on it. Play for the Shamrock.
Oh no, absolutely.
Play for the Shamrock, not the name on the back. I like that.
100%. All right, we're down to our number 1s, and I've been going first, so I will go first on this one. I said they were on my list. Notre Dame Fighting Irish, old school, simple, you know, like the simple Notre Dame uniforms that everyone's known throughout history. That's my number 1. I will always stick by that in any college sport, bottom line. Murdoch, who do you got?
I'm going to go another alternate jersey, the Tennessee Volunteers. It's nice. It's all black with a bright orange.
Oh, see, I prefer the whites.
They're great too. Yeah. But if I had to choose one of their 3, the all black with the bright orange trim all over the place, and then the helmet's got a bright orange stripe with the T for Tennessee. But I like black and orange on top of each other. And
when I went down there last summer, when I went down to Tennessee, I kept meaning to go to a Walmart or a Target or something and get a Tennessee football shirt. But I never got to, but we're going back this summer most likely. And that's my goal, is to just get, you know, just to represent the state that I enjoy going to on summer vacation. It's not like I'm a fan of the team. I'm a Notre Dame fan, if you want to call me a fan of a football team, but to represent the state of Tennessee and all that stuff. I definitely plan on getting one of those. But thank you guys so much. That was the intermission report with Mike and Maddie's top 5.
Mike and Maddie's top 5
with Murdoch this week. I want to go through here. I'm gonna have to go back pretty far, but I will try to go back and get some of your guys' stuff here. Let's see what you guys have, and me and Murdoch will look at them. New York Jets super fan says Oregon, Miami, Ohio State, Michigan, UCLA. I have no problem with any of those except the Oregon Ducks. Their uniforms get weird sometimes, but like the old school Miami Hurricanes, Ohio State. Now, I don't love when teams put all those stickers on their helmets. Not huge. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. But Michigan, UCLA, absolutely. I don't love the script UCLA on the helmet, but it's still something I like. Moving along, DJ, resident Bills fan, says Notre Dame. Hell yeah. Michigan, LSU. Oh, the Tigers. Nice. Saint Bonaventure. Am I saying that right?
Saint Bonaventure.
No, isn't that what I said?
Boner Venture.
I didn't say Boner Venture. I did not say Boner. I did not
have erections. It's The latter part of the show, you start thinking about Cox and Horace Cox.
Yeah.
So you said St. Bonaventure. I heard you.
And Alabama. Nice. Alabama. Simple. And I love the number on the helmet. That's old school. Love it. John Radcliffe says Penn State, UConn basketball, Arkansas State, Oregon, and Ohio State. UConn basketball, yeah. Those are simple, like the old school UConn, just simple. Love it. Miguel Padilla says Navy football. Nice. The 2025 Jolly Roger. I've never seen that. I'm going to have to look that up, Miguel. Hold on one second. 2025 Navy football. Jolly.
Did DB send it to you? I'm going to try to do it now.
I got it.
Oh, you got it. Okay. I was trying to send it.
I got it.
Midnight Mike or the Midnight Mike?
It's just Midnight Mike show.
Just Midnight Mike. Okay. I had the in there. I was like, doesn't seem right.
All right, I'm gonna bring this up because I don't know if you've seen these. I'm gonna share my screen here. All right, so this is a little much for me. I love the idea behind it because I love pirates. I'll be honest. I just love old school. I'm an old school Goonies fan, One-Eyed Willie, all that stuff. But I don't know if you guys could see the helmet. It just seems like there's a little too much to it. It's cool. I'm not saying it's not cool, but it's too current for me. I like just this Fear the Bones. I don't like that. That seems a little gay. Like, am I wrong here on that, Murdog?
Fear the Bones?
Yeah, Fear the Bones.
After a few years.
The uniforms are not that helmet is not bad. It really isn't. Let's see the uniform.
You know, the Air Force has an alternate one where it's like how like on the planes back in like World War II, they used to have like the shark teeth, used to paint the nose of the fighter jets.
Yes.
With a shark mouth open. They have a helmet like that. Air Force. An alternate. So
I like the idea behind it. I hate the slogan. Fear the Bones is just ridiculous. But I like the idea behind it. But once again, it's just I'm a simple guy. But I appreciate that. I appreciate you bringing that to my attention because I was unaware, completely unaware. Let's see here. North Carolina Tar Heel basketball. There you go. Now you're on board. Notre Dame, yes. Pepperdine baseball. Utah State football. Let's keep moving on here.
North Carolina, they're just a little too feminine for me, like a bit. The baby or
yeah, it's like a powder blue.
Powder, yeah, like the Chargers. It's like I like it, but it's just too. I don't know.
Mets comes in, says the Ducks, which I'm assuming he's talking Oregon. Wolverines football, yes. Duke basketball, I'm okay with that. North Carolina State basketball, there you go with the Tar Heels again. And Alabama football, there you go.
Alabama's as bland as you can get.
But I like it. Once again, I just
Penn State's bland, but it's just something crisp about the blandness. It's something I agree with you on Penn State 100%, but Alabama is just like at least their home jerseys is kind of like.
Yeah, I think Murdoch forgot about them. Bringing up the Georgetown earlier. That was my number.
I put St. John's. Georgetown haunted me in the mid '80s.
Understood. DJ, UConn, Minnesota, Duluth, college hockey. And I think we're good here. Jolly Roger's a fighter squadron with the legendary record Fear the Bones is from World War II. Yeah, except that even in World War II, they didn't realize how gay that sounded. Which is fine because I guess they had to fear the gays because in World War II, I mean, USA back-to-back World War champs. Sorry. Back-to-back, motherfuckers.
We're undefeated.
John, of course I'll look it up because you always help out, super chat, all that stuff. I hope people are hitting the thumbs up. Look up Arkansas State Red Wolves uniforms and alternates. They're good for a very bland team. All right, Arkansas State Red Wolves. Hold on one second.
Going back.
Wow. Really?
Been up since 3 a.m.
Say hi to your dad for us.
My brother's here.
Oh, say hi to your brother for us.
Mike says hi, fuck boy. Just DB heard us talk before. He's like, how do you guys talk to each other like that? Yeah, we miss each other.
Red Wolves, uniforms, and alternates. Are we talking football? I assume we're talking football. I guess those are the alternates.
Deep Space had a dream the Jets were in the Super Bowl against the Eagles. Wow.
You know why I wouldn't like that? Because I don't like when two teams with very similar uniforms be green versus green. That's the only reason. It's lame, but that's the only reason.
Do you think they'd make the Jets wear like the black jerseys?
No. One team would be wearing their whites, and one team would be wearing their greens.
I don't know. I think the NFL would step in.
They wouldn't step in. You'd have one team in white and one team in green. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if these are the right ones, John. Hold on one second. I'll show you what I got here. I mean, they are what they are. I mean, I'm not.
Deep Space. Did we at least win the game in your dream?
So there they are. I think these are the alternates he was talking about. They're not bad. What's that on the shoulder there? Is that just his?
Maybe their conference.
No. Oh no. No. There's some sort of like striping here on this shoulder. Oh, it's on both shoulders.
Okay.
Let's see here. Yeah, they're okay. Oh, that's not Arkansas State. That's Texas Tech. I don't know. It is what it is. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching the Intermission Report with Mike and Maddie's Top 5. Came to you, loving it. What's up, Deep Space? How you doing tonight? Did you hit the thumbs up button? It's free. I appreciate that. Anyone out there, please hit that thumbs up button. Oh, Deep Space is the one who had the dream.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I was talking to. You were playing with the computer. So
I was just trying to pull that up for John. John's always supporting the show and putting in super chats and all that stuff. I definitely appreciate all that. All right, let's pop out of this intermission report. We'll take your calls and we will make the announcement for what's coming up on the Jets stream tomorrow as soon as we get out of the intermission report. So here we go.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
If Maddie rewatches that, I think he'll be proud of my list that I went outside of football.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially with a hockey.
Have a good night, Deep Space. I appreciate you being here, man. I appreciate everybody being here. It's great having you guys in here. This is the Underground New York Jets show. You may think it's a Devils show tonight, but it's not. We're just happy the Devils won, right, Murdoch?
If you say so, champ.
John says, Mike, I asked Murdoch earlier, would you give up the Yankees winning another World Series in your life if it meant the Bills would never win a Super Bowl? Ooh, that's a tough one. Because I've seen the Yankees win 5.
What do you think?
So it's like, what?
Well, you can get, what do you think I said? And then you get your answer.
I think you would rather have the Yankees win a World Series.
Okay. And what's your answer?
My answer is yes. I'd give up the Yankees winning the World Series for the rest of my life for the Bills not to ever win a Super Bowl.
Oh my God. It's fucking blasphemous. Oh my God.
Sorry, man. I've seen the Yankees win 5 World Series. I'm spoiled. Like,
so what?
Well, dude, it's like the one thing the Jets have, the fucking Jets have over the AFC East is that the Bills have never won a fucking Super Bowl. And you see Bills fans come on here, DJ and Chris, all these people coming on here pulling at straw and like just read anything they could try to say to make themselves feel better, but they don't have the ring. They don't have the Super Bowl. And we can just sit back anytime we want and go, yeah, well, at least we got a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and
but eventually we will too, Mike. Eventually we'll have a Super Bowl too.
I don't believe that. I'll be honest. I don't believe that.
It's going to happen, I swear.
I don't believe it. I won't believe the Jets will ever win another Super Bowl until I see it.
Fucking Radcliffe says Murdoch. That means
Murdoch,
even after you die.
This isn't something that I just brought up on this show. This is something I've said for probably 20 years. That the year after I die, I told my family, put your money on the Jets to win the Super Bowl. I don't care what the odds are. Put the money on the Jets to win the Super Bowl, because if they win the Super Bowl, it's going to be to kick me in the nuts, and it's going to be the year after I die. So it is what it is. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'd have no problem giving that up.
One Super Bowl for like 30 more World Series titles.
The
Or
Yankees,
you might see
the Yankees have more world championships than any team in the history of sports.
Okay,
I've seen them win 5. I've seen them go to like 7, 8, 9. I'm okay with that. I'll be okay with that the rest of my life.
So if the Yankees win it, you're like, whatever. We won so many. Who gives?
No, I'll be fucking thrilled.
Yes.
But he's telling me that God comes down and says, Midnight Mike, if the you will never see another Yankees World Series, but in turn, the Bills will never, ever win a Super Bowl. I'm signing on the dotted line. There it is. Wow. There it is. That's how petty I am. That's how
one Super Bowl. One. You're trading any potential World Series.
All right. It is what it is. All right, let me get the link in here. Metz is begging for the link.
Metz is salivating. As soon as you click that link, I'm going to go take a piss. Because, his intro is like a minute long. I could squeeze one out real quick.
Squeeze one out.
Yeah, or push it out. Well, no, that even sounds like.
Bills fan DJ comes in and says, John, why is he saying fuck the Bills? Or he said,
John, fuck you. The Bills will win the Super Bowl.
The Bills will win a Super Bowl before the Jets ever get into the playoffs. You weren't alive when they won the Super Bowl. Yankees 27 championships and the Dead Sox. Why do you hate the Bills? Because I don't hate the Bills. It's just their fans think they're something. They're nothing. The Bills fans, for some reason, are the most gullible just fan base in sports. For some reason, the Buffalo Bills have given their fans some sort of hope that one day they'll win the Super Bowl. But unfortunately, I just signed a deal with God, and it's never going to happen. Now, I'm never going to see the Yankees win the World Series again, but I've seen it a bunch of times. I'm happy.
Murdo would give them that. Give the Mets a World Series title for 10 straight Super Bowls, and then we're sucking fucking ace.
Fuck yeah. I don't mind the Mets winning a Super Bowl or a World Series if the Jets win 10 in a row. That's not even a fucking question.
Hell yeah.
Once again, if you said to me, if the same question was posed, the Bills win the Super Bowl next year, but then in 5 years, the Jets go on a 3 Super Bowl winning streak, I'll sign.
Wait a minute. Bills can win for the Jets, but not the Yankees?
Yeah, because I've seen the Yankees in like an 8 World Series. I've seen them win 5. I want to see the Jets win a Super Bowl.
They will, but he said never again.
No, they won't. No, they won't. I'm sorry to be the pessimist here. You know what? I bet John's on my side. The Jets aren't winning a Super Bowl in our lifetime. It's not happening. They fucking suck.
I'm going to win.
I need a drink.
God
damn it. All right. I put the link in the chat. I'm going to put it in again just to let anybody who wants to give us a call. You know who's ditched us?
Can I get a hint?
The Lane Train.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen him.
Oh.
I mean, he shows up periodically. DJ, I hope you see I'm honest here. I think that's part of the reason why you're such a fan and why you know what? Michael Landau's gone. I haven't seen him since you and fucking DB went at him. I haven't seen it. And I hope you know, I'm not loyal to you, DJ. I'm loyal to free speech. Okay? Say whatever the fuck you want to me. Call me an asshole. But I hope you understand that I'm completely honest. And I just admitted that I don't think the Jets are ever winning a Super Bowl in my lifetime. There you go. And, you know, and keep in mind, I probably have, you know, once again, the way I eat, the way I take care of my body, probably not. But technically, I should have 40 plus years left, you know, and I don't think I'm seeing the Jets win a Super Bowl. So it is what it is.
You're going to set it right off.
No, infrared. Our New York Jets fucking suck. Yeah. No shit. I love you, Red. Me and you are on the same page, and he's probably more in the bag than I am. All right, real quick, before we bring in Mets, let's do this announcement. Murdog, take it away. Let everybody know what's coming up on the Jets stream tomorrow. Here we go.
Tomorrow, I finally got somebody to play with. It's June Smith from he has a space on X on the weekends called the Weekend Layover, and he's a co-host on the Daily Show, another space on X called Jets Commute with Peter Pablo and Mark Torres host that.
That can't be real.
It is. I listened to it.
Peter Pablo?
That's his name, yeah. His name is Peter, but it's all variations of Peter, even the Latino one. And they start at 8 to 10. Sometimes they go a little bit longer. And every time if I'm around, I turn them on and listen. Some good Jets talk, good back and forth, and it's pretty cool. It's a cool space. I enjoy it, and got to know the guys. And June will be joining us tomorrow night at 7:30. And we're going to mock this shit up and try to rebuild the Jets in
Murdog.
many different ways.
What do I love most about June?
Well, you're married, so I don't know, because he has a Devil's hat on.
Hell fucking yeah. Me and June would get along great. Tell him on the
You would. He's an awesome guy. I mean, I talked to him.
Tell him he's welcome here. He's welcome here with Devil's friends anytime.
No, we're gonna have a fun time tomorrow. You know, let's see where everyone's head's at. I haven't done one in like 3 weeks. Just to, you know, because the boards change, Mike. You know, people rankings change, situations change. So we'll start it back up tomorrow, and hopefully start bringing in people to do.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it wouldn't be a Midnight Mike show without the thrower of children himself. And we've got to clear this up because we were talking about Lowe's earlier. Was it in Lowe's that legend began? We're going to find all that out when we bring in Mets 2128.
Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really socking the ball.
What's the word, Mets? Was it at a Lowe's?
No.
Okay. Fair enough. I thought in my mind it was at a Lowe's. Do you currently work at a Lowe's?
Yes.
Okay, that's where. Okay, I knew Lowe's fit it. I knew I heard that somewhere. Okay, Mets. What are you in here for? I saw your list. Do you want to explain your list, or do you want to brag about the Mets winning today?
A little of both. I mean, with the Oregon Ducks, I get that some of the choices are weird, but I do admit they have some. They're at least they're imaginative.
Well, no, absolutely. The uniforms are imaginative, but you understand where I'm coming from. My list is always just the simple uniforms.
Yeah. The Wolverines, it's more due to the fact that my brother-in-law is a diehard fan of the University of Michigan.
Okay.
Duke, kind of a Carolina thing down here. Same thing with State, but for the record, it's Wolfpack, not Tar Heels with the State, with the Raleigh.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then, of course, with Alabama, Forrest Gump basically got me into those guys.
Oh, I love Murdoch said they were way too simplistic, but I think it's kind of cool to add the number to the helmet. I like that.
Run, Forrest, run.
Absolutely. All right. Tell us what happened tonight. I didn't see the end of the game. Did the Mets win in a walk-off? What happened?
Walk-off sac fly by Lindor.
Okay, walk-off sac fly. Could have been. Yankees would have put it out of the park for a walk-off home run.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, the Mets were down most of the game until he got a Jesse Winker triple in the 8th.
Okay, and what was the final score?
3-2.
All right. And what's the Mets record now?
5-3.
That's not bad at all. Especially with it. Didn't they start 0-2?
1-2.
1-2. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. What are the Yankees? 6-2?
They are.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, so both New York teams, coming out strong at the beginning. I'm okay with that. I honestly, to be fair, Mets, I don't have a lot against the Mets. And it's weird calling you Mets, saying I have nothing against the Mets. But I really don't have much against the New York Mets. I just don't want a Subway Series where the Yankees lose to the Mets. That would piss me off.
I'll tell you, one team is in a tailspin no one expected, and that's Atlanta.
1-7. Did they lose tonight?
1-8.
Well, no,
they lost tonight, I guess.
I saw a big thing on when they won their first game. How on X, it was like a bunch of people kind of making fun of them, being like, "Oh, and the Braves finally get their first win of the season."
It's crazy.
Yeah, when you have your biggest free agency acquisition going to be gone for half of the season.
Well, do you think that this is going to continue, or do you think Atlanta will pull it together?
I've always grudgingly admitted Snicker's one of the best managers when it comes to adaptability, so I think they could turn around.
Surprised they got Acuna back, right? Surprised that started off so bad.
What do you have to bitch about, Mets? DB always wants you to go off. Mets is happy tonight. The Mets won.
I went to McDonald's this afternoon.
Oh, here we go.
I got that Minecraft meal, the adult one, not the kids' Happy Meal. And the sauce isn't all that different from your traditional hot sauce.
So wait. So you got the Happy Meal. My daughter got a Minecraft Happy Meal the other day. She
I got the adult version.
Oh, it's one of the adult Happy Meals?
Yeah.
I didn't know that existed.
No, they do. And the first one they released. So you get like a Big Mac, a fry, and then you got these
nugget.
Oh, okay, or a nugget, and in the first adult Happy Meal that ever came out, you got artist's version of all the McDonald's characters, and I actually have a few over here. I have the Hamburglar, Whirly Bird, and then I have like this other random character that was created by the artist. And then I think, the artist. Give me a minute. I'll show you.
This time it was to promote the Minecraft movie that recently came out, which I heard sucked.
I heard it was bad too.
I mean, seriously, what is it with live action adaptations based on video games sucking so much copious amounts of dick, Murdoch? I mean, you got the 93 Super Mario Bros. Movie, the Double Dragon Street Fighter movies from 94, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Assassin's Creed, Dead or Alive, the Tekken films, KOF. What? Fuck it up!
Because they're not really good foundations for a live action movie.
I mean, with the exception of maybe the 2021 Mortal Kombat reboot and its 1995 predecessor, the majority of movies based on live action films based on video games are abhorrently painful to sit through.
Well, I'm a fan of stuff like Assassin's Creed, Hitman. I enjoyed those movies because I love those video games.
You do realize that the Assassin's Creed movie's main game that it was attached to was a damn tie-in, right?
The what?
The game the Assassin's Creed movie was based, had its Animus segment centered around, was a tie-in game to the second Assassin's Creed game.
That's pretty cool.
That nobody played because it was on the DS.
Is that like a secondary small system, like a handheld?
Yeah, it was a Nintendo handheld.
Well, that's the problem. You can't play those types of games. Like, I wouldn't play a first-person shooter game on like a handheld thing. That's not happening. But they offer it because people play it, especially children.
All right, so real quick, these adult Happy Meals. So basically, what went down is the first adult Happy Meals. They brought out all the McDonald's characters, Grimace and all those guys. And I am against McDonald's right now. I haven't had McDonald's in probably 2 years. The only thing that I allow is my kids to get the boo buckets, the Halloween boo buckets, because when I was a kid, I was a huge fan of them, and I have one of the originals right here. So this is from 1985. That is an original McDonald's boo bucket. That's the McPumpkin. There you go.
Do you still got the original nuggets in there?
No.
I'm sure they're still good. I'm sure they're edible still.
So basically, they came out with these adult Happy Meals, and the first ones were the McDonald's characters, but they were done by this artist who, for some reason, always gave them 2 sets of eyes. It was his thing. I don't get it. But I ended up getting, like I said, I got Whirlybird. Hold on.
Oh, I remember her.
Okay. And here's a quick trivia fact. Whirlybird in some of the original McDonald's commercials was played by Ed Gale, who was the guy who played Chucky in the original Child's Play, who also came out as a child toucher. He's a midget, and I had him on the Midnight Jury and interviewed him, and this was years before he came out when he got caught grooming children. But anyway,
Chucky was a toy.
Chucky was a doll, and and the doll in the first movie. Actually, he played Chucky in Child's Play 1, in parts of Child's Play 2, and in Bride of Chucky. So it was an animatronic doll that they could control, but in certain scenes, they needed a human in this costume to do things. And Ed Gale was the guy, but look him up. He's a child toucher.
I'm not going to look up a pedophile.
But so I got Whirlybird, and I got the Hamburglar. And then the second adult Happy Meal they came out with was of a guy called Kerwin Frost. Do you know who that is?
Musician, I think.
Yeah, he's some sort of rapper, musician, R&B. I don't know. But when they came out with those adult Happy Meals, they re-released the McNugget characters.
McNugget.
Yeah, there you go. Met's got one, and I got the box here. But he's in here. I have a McNugget in here, but I didn't like what they came out with. And once again, it's like, why can't you just release the McNugget buddies and not have it tied to a guy I've never heard of?
Last year it was. Let me go get him.
All right, we are not sponsored by McDonald's, folks. Real quick, DJ says, Mike, come to Buffalo. Mets 2128, another fan of a horrible franchise, the New York Mets. Why would I go to Buffalo? There's nothing there,
right?
What are those? What is the cup? Oh, but I heard they're plastic, right?
Yeah. Last year was these kinds of cups for the adult meal.
You know what they need to do? They need to re-release Mac Tonight. Do you remember Mac Tonight?
Vaguely, I was only an infant.
Okay, so when McDonald's decided to start staying open really late, I want to say in the late 80s, 90s, they had this moon-faced piano player character. Yes, and that was Mac Tonight. And I wish they would release like an adult Happy Meal with Mac Tonight characters.
Oh.
That would draw me back into going to McDonald's. But right now, I could get a better meal at a family-style Italian restaurant in my town with the food is outstanding. And for me and my wife and my kids, we can have an appetizer, 2 entrees. Obviously, you only need 2 entrees because it's family style. And they give you all-you-can-eat bread and all-you-can-eat pasta. And I pay less than if we go to McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what, one of the weirdest things that come out recently is Popeye's giving away pickle glaze items.
That might be good.
I mean, pickle glaze on chicken wings? Ugh.
No, DJ, the drink is included. You get a Big Mac or a 10-piece nugget.
That's like a big kid's meal.
Yeah, you get a fry, and then you also get a drink, and you get a toy, and you get a little Happy Meal. I actually have the original adult Happy Meal folded up right there. I saved the dumbest shit. I saved the dumbest pop culture crap.
The McDonald's nuggets used to be outstanding, and then they changed them. And then now they're a lot worse.
As far as I'm concerned, the best place for nugs these days is either Popeyes, KFC, or Arby's.
Do you guys have Big Y supermarkets anywhere near you?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Their nuggets, it's $5 for 25 nuggets, and they're the best nuggets, like the best cheap nuggets I've ever had. So good.
I gotta tell you, Germany's McDonald's, everything on that menu that we had was fantastic. What a difference.
Yeah.
The burgers, the fries are good here too, but the fries, everything hot and crispy, and the nuggets were great. The chicken sandwich was great. I was so impressed.
Metz, is there any truth to this? It says Metz has a dark side that he shares from time to time. I'm a fan.
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, look there, Miguel. Miguel, we were just maybe you came in. I don't know. Mac tonight. Hell fucking yeah. Mac tonight. Look up those commercials, folks. We, the Bills Mafia members, will show you a great time. You know what?
I remember last year.
Hold on, Metz. I have to address this. If I ever go up to Buffalo, I don't know how I get in touch with you, DJ, whether on X. I don't know if you follow me on X, I'll follow you back. It's also Midnight Mike Show. I've branded across everything. MID, NIT Mike Show on Instagram, Twitter, Gmail, Letterboxd. Find me. If I ever go up to Buffalo, I will 100% get with you on that. And we'll hang out. We'll do something. When it comes to fast food, Wednesday sauce nugs are great. I had the Wednesday Whopper at Burger King that had a purple bun.
So did I.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. I mean, and it was probably shit purple the next day because of all the dyes.
I didn't.
I'm sorry. Connor, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey, Mike, Murdog, and Metz. Connor, we had a great show tonight. Hope you go back and check it out. We talked the Vegas odds for the AFC East. We did Midnight Mike Show trivia. We had football trivia, baseball trivia, and 80s trivia. You probably won't know that. But we had a good night tonight, Connor. Good to see you. Miguel says, hell yeah, Murdog. I went to McDonald's in Germany. That was fresh. That had fresh baked desserts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
another world, man. They like take it like a restaurant. It's really impressive.
Clancy says, you couldn't pay me to go to Buffalo. Oh, that's funny.
I've been to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Have you had sauce?
Not that I'm familiar with.
It's Sauce Gardner sauce. Sauce.
But then again, I've only been to one Buffalo Wild Wing on a regular basis, and that's the one that's right under the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
When you get the Sauce Gardner sauce, it comes with a flag, yellow flag, so you could like clean your face and hands with.
Oh, nice. And it comes with 0 interceptions.
And then they make you go back 15 feet.
Yeah.
To
another, they send you back 15 feet to another table.
Yeah.
Tell me, guys.
The technical term that is, they say, they throw the flag in and say, holding the lineup 15 yards back of the line, first down.
Who are you guys having win the national title on Monday? At this rate, it looks like it could be Duke against Florida.
I don't watch college basketball. Tell me the 4 teams. I'll tell you who's going to win.
Well, Auburn's out, so they're out of the equation.
So who's the 3 teams?
It's down to Houston, Duke, and Florida. And right now it's an 8-point lead for Duke with about 6 to go in the game.
I was about to say Duke. There's my call.
What about you, Murdog?
Florida.
Of course, you live in Gator country.
I'm not from here, though.
John says UConn. Well, they're out. And unless you're talking about the women's team, which nobody cares about women's sports.
I'm going South Carolina if that's the case.
I hate the UConn women as much as I hate the Patriots.
So you're
Why? Who the fuck cares about?
I don't know. I just don't want to see them win.
It's so big here. Like people love the UConn women's basketball team, and like I have never come to a place where college sports are more. And I know down south, like that college sports are just as big, if not bigger, in some places than professional sports. But it's like
down here in the Carolinas, especially.
Yeah, well, my whole point is I came up here, and it's like because they're in between the Boston sports market and the New York sports market, they don't know what to do. They're like freaked out. So then they always fall back on UConn women's basketball. And it's like today I watched the U.S. women's national team, and I did my best because my daughter had her first travel. She's on the traveling soccer team, and she had her first game today. By the way, well, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. the feel like temperature was 38 degrees and there was downpour sideways wind because we were right on the Long Island Sound. And the poor girls, it was an under 10 team, are out there freezing their fucking asses off. And I don't know who did not call this game. But regardless, I said, okay, when we got home, I said, Alice, come watch the women's national team with me. And I was trying to explain to her like where she needs to stay and what she needs to do when she's at certain positions. And I did my best, and I think I faked it well. But god damn, are they so much slower and more boring than watching the men? Like, I'd rather watch the U.S. men's team lose than watch the women's national team win. Like, it's tough. It's tough.
And I don't know. And then again, and none of us are dumb enough to go to a soccer game with a vuvuzela in hand.
What does this even mean, John? Mike, you live in Connecticut. You know that's a lie, and it's huge, here also. What do you mean? What's a lie?
He means that you're lying about not understanding why UConn women's b-ball is so popular. But then don't. And Connecticut only has one legit professional sports team, and no one gives a shit about it, and that's the Connecticut Sun.
You call that a legitimate?
You call that a legitimate sports team? I didn't even know who the fuck you were talking about when you said that Connecticut only has one major sports team. A major sports team is one of the 4 major sports, and if you wanted to go outside of that, you could only go MLS. Like, that's it.
The only sun that matters in Connecticut is the Mohegan Sun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't gamble.
And I don't even prefer the Mohegan Sun. I prefer Foxwoods. Do you want to know why I prefer Foxwoods? Because back in the 80s, 90s, there was this jingle, even in New Jersey, that always played on the radio that sounded like an old school, like, the wonder of it all. Take a trip, finger snapping. Da, da, da.
Wasn't there like a restaurant that had Sergeant Slaughter in Connecticut serve as one of its mascots for a time where he said, "Now that's an order"?
I'm not sure about that. Yeah, look, Miguel didn't know what you were talking about either. A professional sports team. Are the Hartford Whalers back?
I meant
exactly. Oh, that's true. John says the Hartford Yard Goats are pros, just minors, but it's a minor league. Once again, when you think pro sports team, you're thinking MLB, NHL, NFL, NBA. Like, there's where you go. And then, like I said, if you have to go even further, MLS. But it is what it is. All right, it's towards the end of the night. Hold on, Connor says becoming a soccer ref is such a good gig to make money as a kid. The kids, they have refs who are kids, and it sucks because when I have to get on their case, it sucks that I'm screaming at a kid. Like, come on, ref!
Whatever happened to paper routes?
Yeah. What happened to shoveling people's driveways for $10? Mets. We're heading out tonight. We're gonna wind this down, but you have anything left?
I made another dish from my book yesterday.
Oh, the Vincent Price cookbook?
Yeah.
What'd you make?
You ever heard of a thing called nasi goreng, which is basically Indonesian fried rice?
I've heard of fried rice, so kind of, yes.
You want puff fried rice?
Puff fried rice.
You want puff fried rice? That's not what the fuck we're talking about.
I love you, Matt. Love you.
We call it shitty what?
And they're bringing Starvin' Marvin back this season.
Oh, good. You can't have too much South Park go by without Starvin' Marvin. Oh yeah. Have a good night, Mets.
Sweet.
See you later, bub. See you tomorrow, buddy.
All right. Oh yes, John. He's got the whole thing. Spin the wheel, make it happen. Pop the cork, finger snapping. Spin the wheel, round and round we go. Life is good, life is sweet. Grab yourself a front row seat. Let's meet and have a ball. Let's meet for the wonder of it all. Meet me at Foxwoods.
I actually remember that song now. You just brought it back.
I'm telling you, dude, I loved that jingle so much that was kind of nearing its end when you were able to make your own mix CDs. And I downloaded that song off Napster and put it on one of my mix CDs because I liked it so much.
That's kind of gay. I like the
No, it's too good. Fuck it. We're playing it. I know I just sung it, but we're fucking playing it.
You're going to get copywritten flagged.
You're not going to get copywritten flag for an ad from fucking 1989.
Okay.
Well, maybe we will. Who the fuck cares? Foxwoods. I don't monetize these videos anyway, the live ones. Foxwoods commercial.
I thought super chats are monetized.
No. Just ad revenue.
That's what that means?
Yeah, you could still get super chats. That's not a problem.
Oh, holy shit. Okay. I thought it was any infraction. Gotcha.
All right, here we go. Hold on one sec. Oh, I've got a.
And do you lose it all? Or you just have to split it with them or something.
What?
If you get like a copyright
for ad revenue?
Yeah. Do you get a portion of it?
Okay, so there's two different kinds. You can get the green $, which means you get all the ad revenue minus YouTube fees.
Right.
You get the yellow $, which means you get the ad revenue minus YouTube fees plus minus splitting it with whatever copyright.
Gotcha.
And then you got the red one, which means you can't get any ad revenue. And if any ad revenue goes to anyone, it goes to the copyright guy, whoever copyright wrote it. All right, here we go. Before we let Murdoch go, guys, if you weren't alive in the tri-states in the 90s, 80s into the 90s, maybe into the early 2000s, this is the Foxwoods Casino. I just love it. Was so cool. It was so like you just, I don't know. It just it felt like you're going back in time, and it made me always want to go to Foxwoods.
Go listen to this standing next to your wives. You might get lucky tonight.
Here you go. Here it is.
The wonder of it all. Take a chance, make it happen. Pop the cork, finger snapping. Spin the wheel, round and round we go. Life is good, life is sweet. Grab yourself a front row seat and let's meet and have a ball. Yeah, let's live for the wonder of it all. Paradise, lucky 7, cut yourself a piece of heaven. You and me, we can have it all. Living large, get on board. This is it, it's your reward. Let's meet where the trees are standing tall. Yeah, let's live for the wonder of it all. Meet me at Foxwoods.
That's
Are you
it.
horny now? Did you get horny?
Oh, dude, I love it. It makes me want to go get a martini and fucking sit there, maybe smoke a cigarette or a cigar.
Did you get a St. Bonaventure?
Yeah. I didn't say boner.
Yes, you did.
I appreciate this, Miguel coming in and just shooting it up at the end of the night. Miguel, not only a channel member, but a $2 super chat. $2 for Midnight Mike, because I want to hear the Jets chant. You got it, buddy. Jets. Damn, Midnight Mike can carry a tune, LOL. I know that was the commercial. Oh, no, I sung it earlier. Maybe he was talking about that. I did sing it earlier.
I thought you did a good job.
What, when I sung it or when I'm lip syncing?
Yeah, no, he's right. You carried it. I thought you did a really good job.
Are you being serious? You just fucking.
No, that's serious.
It seems like you're fucking with me. No, because DJ comes in and says, please don't sing. That's okay. I'll sing whether you want to make
totally serious.
Fuck all of you. That's so
no, it was good, Mike.
Oh, John, the funny thing is that I didn't remember the second verse till it started playing in the commercial, and then I just remembered the second verse. Paradise, lucky 7, that part. Boom.
I think you might have a gambling problem. Somebody get that number on the board.
I'm getting paid $52 an hour, and Mike is going to sing. What a night. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys. Just make sure all I ask from all you guys is to just hit the like button tonight. I really, really would love that. Just as many of you can. It's free. Hit the like button. St. Bone Adventure. Not Boner, Murdoch. All right. Well, we had a great night tonight. I appreciate everybody being here. Once again, before we leave, Murdog, let everybody know what's happening tomorrow.
June Smith is mocking with Murdog tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. He's the host of the X Space, The Weekend Layover, and co-host on the Monday to Friday show Jets Commute, also an X Space, hosted by Peter Pablo, and Mark Torres. Like I said before, we're going to try to rebuild this Jets team in many different ways and have fun with it like we always do.
And that's tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on _Jets stream. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe. And it's at _Jets stream. If you can't find it by putting that in the search, put in Murdog after it. You'll find it. It's not that hard.
Murdog Jet stream, it always pops up right away. But
there you go.
Here's the
Murdog
link
Jet.
in the chat if you're not subscribed. It's upsetting, but you can click on that stream right there and go.
Awesome.
After the show, after Mike closes.
That's okay. I'm closing up shop tonight. 11:30. Yeah, it's time. Murdog, thank you for being here. I appreciate it, and I'll see you on Tuesday night.
Chat, be good. Hopefully I see you guys tomorrow. Mike, see you. Probably in Discord.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Midnight Mike here on the Midnight Mike Show, and I'd say that was a successful show. I had a great night. The Yankees win. Once again, scoring a lot of runs, but also giving up too many that I'm comfortable with. The Devils, on the other hand, shutting out the Rangers 4-0 with a shorthanded goal on a Rangers power play. I mean, you couldn't dig it any deeper. Congratulations to Markstrom for getting the shutout there against those Rags. And I look, it is what it is. Devils hopefully will make the playoffs and hopefully will shock Maddie and get past the first round. Do I expect more than that? No. But that's it here from the Long Island Sound. Spring is in the air. I'm excited about that. And like Alex said, one of our chat members, she said last week or the week before, at some point this month, we're going to be doing a halfway to Halloween episode. Everyone here who's been here long enough knows that the Midnight Mike Show and Midnight Mike, Halloween is the tops. Halloween is the best. And we're halfway there. Let's celebrate. We'll have an episode where we bring up a few things about Halloween, maybe have a little Halloween category in the trivia. I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, go Devils, go Yankees, go Jets. I am Midnight Mike, your late night New York Jets host, and I can't wait to see you next time at Foxwoods. Foxwoods.